Okay, it looks like I'm live. So I guess I'm Quarking G23. That's not intentional, but whenever he posts his time, he doesn't come on when he says he is. I think it's because of that confusion with Eastern time zone. It's the only time zone that matters. So I don't even expect anybody to watch or anybody to catch on, but it's not intentional. I'm not trying to steal his thunder. So what am I doing a show about today? I really don't have a topic. Honestly, I thought about just kind of running it where I just talk about some things, maybe answer some questions out in the or address comments out in the audience or something like that. I really don't even care if it runs for very long because I have things to do. I should be editing NRAM videos, boring NRAM videos at that, but I decided not to. After Rick's Life as I See It, I did a cocktails with Squib video downstairs, which if I walk away from the camera, it's not because I'm running out on you guys like on episode 0. I've got 2 other cocktails in the fridge downstairs. So I took some comments that I got on a couple soft drink videos, and I took some of the input I got from the live chat. It's not called a side chat, by the way. This thing that I can see on my end of StreamYard, where I can see what somebody who's in the a panelist is saying, like it's private, it's internal, that's a side chat. It's either a live chat or a top chat when you're watching what the YouTube audience puts in there. Anyhow, there were some comments there or some interaction there, I should say. And that kind of inspired me on what to do. So I made 3 cocktails. I haven't even seen the raw footage. Hopefully I can edit it. It was kind of a mess because there was, some asshole driving down the road with his bass blaring. I can't stand that bullshit. And don't get me wrong, okay? I like some of that music. I do. And I've got a premium sound system in the truck. It's fairly loud, but I don't have to let everybody in the county know what I'm listening to enjoy it. And I used to have a car with this bitchin' subwoofer when I was a lot younger. And even with everything cranked up, if I had the windows rolled up and the moonroof shut, you knew I was playing music, but you couldn't hear it a block and a half away. And I had to stop filming for that. And then there was a train whistle, and I had to stop for that. And then there was some other thing going on. I had to stop for that. I had to shut all the windows. And the royal pain in the ass. And that's just it. Even though making a video at my stovetop is easier than me dragging all this gear to the range and trying to film a video there with all the other people there, there's still interruptions. There's still problems. And I don't even do this for money. I don't get shit for views, and I don't make any money off of it. And sometimes I get pretty frustrated with myself. When my director's helping me, she'll kind of try to calm me down. And, even though she'll be critical of my work, which I appreciate, I actually do, because when she says you can do better, she's not lying. There's low production value in my videos, and that's just because I don't invest a lot into the channels or whatnot. I'm doing this for fun, so I don't have to, like, if I was here going, please give me money or I can't bring you quality videos, then I would have to do a better job, right? And so it might sound like it's 2 contradicting things. You're having fun, but it's like work and you're pissed off. It's both, actually. I'm my own worst enemy because I know I could do better, or, here I am, I'm on take 7. And if you could hear what I sounded like I do have some clips that I've saved from some of the unedited footage that I title it blooper reel. And if I do a search on the hard drive and do blooper reel, and I downloaded all that to a folder and just put it in there, that's how I plan to eventually make my blooper reel video. I might bleep out some of the stuff, or I might just leave it. You would honestly think I have Tourette's. I actually thought about doing a Speaking Squibbish called "Do I Have Tourette's?" Because if you guys could hear me, I mean, I swear on the live shows. I do, even the ones where they're like, "Don't swear because my grandma is watching and the pastor is watching." I'm like, really, dude? Why did you give your freaking YouTube channel to grandma and the past? Whatever. Anyhow, I swear a lot, and I know that it's crude and it makes me sound unintelligent and all this other stuff. And you always hear the person that, the total pussy, right? And you call them out for that. You say, fuck you, pussy. Oh, you've got to resort to swearing because no, it's your pussy. I swear, and that's just who I am. But I can exercise tact from time to time. Like when I'm at a job interview, well, I'm not going to lie, I've said hell and damn at a job interview, but only after the person on the other side of the desk said hell or damn, and ooh, pardon me. Yeah, I'm good with it. So, yeah, there's a time and place where maybe swearing isn't appropriate, but on my channel, I don't give a shit. And in my videos, I don't give a shit. Now, that might keep sponsors away. Oh, well, I'd love to have a sponsor. And I have stipulations if I had a sponsor. But if it meant that I couldn't be myself, then what's the point in doing this? This is amateur Hollywood, so you can make money off of this, or you can gain fame, or maybe one day you actually do get a real TV show off of it. But I ain't looking for that crap, and I don't care if somebody else is, but that's just my prerogative. So don't invite me to your live show if you want me to, like, you know, I'm. I can not swear if I absolutely have to, but it's just way too easy to slip. So between takes, I'm just dropping F-bombs and all kinds of stuff. Hell, sometimes even while the camera's rolling, I'm there. Like I'm filming, right? And the compressor for the fridge kicks in. And the microphone on this iPhone here is a lot more sensitive than on my Droid, which is charging in the other room. So if I go away from the camera to get another drink, I might also be checking on the cell phone. But you'll hear that compressor kick in, and that's, for me, that's not as professional. Now, who cares? I've got low production value in my videos, so who gives a fuck, right? You hear, right? No big deal. But for me, it is. So I actually cuss out the appliance, and then I unplug the fridge, and I pull the cord around to the front so it's a trip hazard, so I don't forget to plug the fridge back in. And it's stuff like that that happens in between the takes that I can look back at later, whether it's 5 minutes later or 5 months later, and laugh and go, yeah, that was kind of stupid, where I'm on take 37 in a row, and I'm getting it right, and I'm finally saying something that only 18 people are going to watch, and then you hear a train whistle. Or, oh, it was ambulance. That was the third thing that happened. Ambulance. So we've got a lot of fire departments here in the township, and we actually take care of a bigger city next door and a small township next door to us. They actually pay us because we have such capacity. Like, I don't know how a house could burn down where I live, because we have to have like 8 fire departments here. No bullshit. And they have their ambulances and everything else. And they will be headed down the highway because all the hospitals are down that way. We've got 3 major hospitals within a few miles of my house. And also, there's an old folks home nearby, and they're in there every day because somebody, jerks twice and hits the floor. So, I'm there filming, and I was on like the 3rd take. And, when you're sipping on these on the 3rd take, is like, and let me tell you, this stuff tastes good, right? And then you hear the sirens go by, and I'm going, damn it, and then throwing a bunch of other foul words out there and stuff. And eventually I'll do a video. What do I sound like between takes? And hopefully somebody finds it funny. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? I laugh at myself because there's plenty of material. And honestly, if you guys want to make fun of me, if you know me well enough, you know how to do it. And I know that you're making fun of me. And, otherwise I think you're trolling or whatever. Like Defense Dad made a comment on one of my videos today. And if he read all the other comments, his comment sounded like theirs. And I know he was later I found out it was more of a sincere comment, but the way he worded it, it almost sounded like he was playing like he was trolling me, right? That's one of my friends fucking with me. That's what we do. That's what friends do, right? And I F you, DD. And that was me making fun of, or, picking fun at him back or whatnot. And that's just kind of the way I roll with my friends. There's a time and a place. There's like, look, dude, enough is enough, or dude, not right now. I'm having a shit day and not right now. And, if you're that open with me, okay, cool. I get it. But, as far as teasing each other or whatnot, if nobody else is going to make fun of me, I can at least make fun of me. So, I mean, my channel name itself is me picking fun at me. Right before I got on YouTube, I started getting into reloading, and I destroyed this barrel by jamming 3 squib loads down it. Can I point it at the camera right? You can, yeah. So I decided to pick that as a name for my channel to make fun of myself, because that's what I wanted people to see right off the get-go, is that I'm okay with teasing. I'm okay with picking on people when it's, even if it's not meant to be funny, when it's picking on somebody because you're seriously attacking it, that tells me a lot about your character. That tells me, okay, we're not going to be friends. At least I know. So there's just a lot of things about that. But I know that some people are sensitive and they don't like foul language, and they don't like, name calling and all that other stuff and whatnot. So I mean, the real me is a foul mouthed me, but I do know how to put a lock on it. So now that I've ran my mouth for a while, let me go ahead and take a look at some of the comments, because then I can address the comments and we'll have something to talk about other than me talking about what it's like, standing behind me while I'm on the camera. Let's see here. Scott Cochran, hola from South Florida, I believe that is. Let's see here. Started a party without me. What a dick. Yeah, I am a dick, Outcast. I am. The thing about me doing these live shows is trying to plan them is like everything else in my life. It doesn't work out. I wasn't sure that I was going to be done with the video downstairs, and really I should be editing that. I should be editing the NRAM videos. I should be doing a bunch of other things, but I said screw it. I've got this and 2 more. Maybe when I'm done with these, I'll just go off air. Maybe I'll go off air before then, but whatever. Just having a little fun. But you're right. I am a dick. But it's not like, I'm out to get somebody, that sort of, because there are people that were like, man, I'm pathetic. How can I keep people from noticing I'm pathetic? Hey, I know. I'll distract them by telling lies about somebody else, and then the attention will be off me. That's not me. No, I'm just a dick in general, just like an equal opportunity kind of, that sort of thing. And if my friends, want to push back, it's fine. If I open the door, be man enough to take it. I do think though that sometimes the way we push each other's buttons, sometimes it might seem like it goes too far, but honestly, I think it breaks down the barriers and improves the communication, where you're getting a more honest answer out of the person, or maybe you're not, and then you're kind of questioning, going, So let's see. Scott Cochran, creating hazards to remind yourself. Freaking love it. Yeah, especially since I'm like on the safety committee at work, and I do that. That's part of my job. A trip hazard and things like that is something that I'm supposed to take care of and prevent, and hazard communication, stuff like that. But at home, all bets are off. There is no OSHA at home. I don't have to wear safety glasses or hearing protection or a reflective vest or any of that other stuff, but I may have it here if I needed it. Let's see here. Raphael, hi from Tampa. Face blue smiling. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Raphael. Let's see. Kingpin. Squibler, what are we drinking? Okay, we are drinking something nasty, Kingpin. Although it doesn't look so. It's blue, right? This is Mountain Dew Summer Freeze. So that's that limited edition, I think. Summer version of Mountain Dew that's available right now that I did a review video on, with Bacardi, clear, plain, unspiced Bacardi. I am not a rum guy. I am just not a rum guy. And this stuff tastes like, it's pretty bad. It really is. So the Bacardi to me already has an aftertaste. I wouldn't call it a chemical aftertaste, but it's just nasty, right? And then you take the slight chemical aftertaste on the Mountain Dew Summer Freeze, and it brings it out. So I don't like it, but it's got alcohol in it, and I made it. So now, if I had enough of these, I'd think they'd taste great. 3 or 4 in, I'd be like, this is the best shit ever. But no. Let's see here. Outcast. Bud Light in a glass. Yeah, no. Even when I drank Budweiser, I didn't drink Bud Light unless that was the only thing available. I used to be a Budweiser guy back in right around 2000, I'd say between 2000 and 2005, I was a Budweiser guy. Part of it is because of NASCAR, not going to lie. I'm not really into NASCAR anymore. It's changed so much that it's not entertaining. It really isn't. It's like NFL. I don't watch that anymore. It's not entertaining. If they take away my college football, I don't know what I'll have left. But it's Budweiser because just sponsors and the guys on my team, they're the teams that I liked and whatnot were Budweiser sponsored and things like that. Plus, it's the king of beers. It really is. I mean, you can't go wrong with Budweiser in general. As far as I know, Bud Light was the most sold beer around the world or some crap like that, according to History Channel. But there goes another train. But Budweiser, just regular in the red bottle or can or whatever, was good to go. And like when I went to a casino, I could ask, what do you have? Like the cocktail waitress comes by for your free drink. You can ask what they have. Now, they might have 4 things. They might have 12 things. She's going to read all this stuff. If you just say, give me a Budweiser, she just brings you back a Budweiser and you're done, right? $2 tip and you're out. So that was my thing for a while, but not Bud Light unless there was nothing else to drink. Although I think I do have a couple cans of Bud Light that I'm saving for collecting. Not that anybody's ever going to buy them or I'm going to do anything with them, but maybe one day I'll put them on a wall behind a bar if I ever own a house with a bar. Outcast is drinking rum. Is it spiced or is it clear? Because this is something interesting. Based off of some of the interaction I had with the live chat on Rick's show, I decided one of the 3 cocktails I would make, I made with spiced rum. Oh, man, that shit is good with Dr. Pepper. I wouldn't have done it if you guys hadn't suggested it. So I appreciate the interaction I have with the audience because sometimes it gives me ideas. And it's not that all the ideas are bad. I've had some people do some or make some requests, and I haven't made the videos because I'm too lazy. No bullshit, too lazy. It's going to take too much time, cost too much money. I just don't feel like it, whatever. Or it's just something in a direction I don't want to go in. That was something Defense Dad made this morning. He suggested I try to put honey on something that I did for one of my cooking videos. If I do a 3rd video, because this was the 2nd video on this recipe, and by the way, guys, I suck at cooking, but if I do a 3rd video, I think what I'll do is I'll try it in a different shaped pan and I'll put honey on it on the end. Maybe I'll get some of that Michigan honey. So Patriot in the Dark goes, you supported a Michigan company. So let's see here. Tactical Fudd. Hey, Kingpin. Hey, Rob. Hi, back. Hi, Scott Cochran. Raphael. Everybody saying hi. There we go. Are we sending out a link? I don't know. Does anybody want a link? How do you, I haven't done this in like a month. How do you get a link? Let's see here. Do we copy? Do we paste? Fuck it. There we go. There's a link. So I'm my own moderator. So that's another thing. I forget how to do the whole give you guys wrenches. I mean, some of you guys have got wrenches. Not that I'm really worried about trolls. I mean, who the hell's going to check in on this? But it was kind of funny on Rick's show just a while ago. There was some guy named, I don't know, Rubber and something. And he was trolling Rick's channel. I think he just found it by mistake. And I just blocked his ass. So, okay. Outcast says he's having spiced rum. Okay. So a topic, not really much of a topic. I'm just kind of going with it. I mean, if somebody has something they want to discuss, just throw it over there and we'll discuss it. It doesn't matter. I can just ramble on. And the more of these I get in me, the easier it is for me to talk. So this is the thing. If you haven't done a live stream or something like that, dead air is bad. I see Outcast. Give me a second here. Dead air is bad. So you got to keep it going. Well, I can do that up to a certain point. I would rather have some panel participation or audience participation, that sort of thing. I will tell you this. If enough people are over here, does that even look like I'm pointing over there? If enough people are over there and it's scrolling, because I've been on a panelist on somebody else's show where, much bigger channel, obviously, where it was going by so fast. It's like, you can't read this shit. It does make it a little bit difficult. So if anybody wants to talk about anything or jump on, just jump in and I don't care, whatever. So let me get Outcast in here. Let's see. You hit. No, I don't want to change his name. Ooh, I could. I could change his name. Let's see. Ban from studio, kick from studio. Where's the damn let him in? Oh, got to do this and do that. There we go. I found the button.
Damn, you're about as bad as Rick, man.
Yeah. I got keep Night Strike happy or whatever the hell he says. Yep.
Wow. How many glasses you on now?
Okay, so I had a couple sips off of each. Then I had a train interrupt me. So I tried chugging this, and I was going to make the 3rd cocktail with the unspiced Bacardi. And I said, No, somebody said use Captain Morgan's. So I dumped about 1.5 ounces into this. You know, I'm not going to get used to this fucking camera. I dumped 1.5 ounces into this and just let it set. So this is actually a little bit stronger. This is the one I like the least. I got to get rid of you on this screen. I'm booting you just so my camera works. What if I move this damn thing? How about that? All right, that's a little bit. No, that sucks too.
They got the other formats. You can make all your guests small and on the side.
Yeah, whatever. All right, that's about there. My head, my big fat grape is in the middle, and so yeah, this is the one I like the least. So I'm gonna drink this one first and just power through it, and then I'll walk away. I'll go down to the fridge and I'll get the other two. So yeah, I'm not a rum guy, and the Bacardi was just a clear. It's just the whole thing about the spiced rum. I've had some spiced rum that just wasn't that good. Like I've had Appleton. You've had that?
I don't know. Possibly it was served to me at some point. I don't know. A lot of times, if you had, ask for rum, they have what they have. So it's possible. Like at a bar or something. Yeah, I mean, they don't always have your brand.
So I don't know if this happens when you're doing your videos, and it's got to be worse. Okay, the Kraken. It's got to be worse when you go out to do your range video, and then you got to come back and look at it later, as opposed to just going, "Hey, I can go to the next room and reshoot." Right? But I haven't pulled anything off of this to see if because I turned on the camera for each cocktail, so I did like an intro, and I did an outro, and then I did 3 cocktails. So I've got to edit it all together. Hopefully I got it good enough where even if I chop it up a little bit and put some fades in there or whatnot, it works out. But if it doesn't, I'm not going back down there tonight and making more of this bullshit,
Yeah, I've attempted videos, didn't like them, and just said to hell with it. So actually, quite a few, to be honest. So yeah, it all just depends on how things go. In some cases, most cases, I really don't care. As you can tell, it's not a TV production on my end.
So I'd like to have something better. For example, when I went to NRAM last time, that was like 4 years ago, right? I'm like, I need a lapel mic. And some of you guys have done some videos on some lapel mics that are they're affordably priced and they seem to work well and whatnot. And I'm glad you guys have done some reviews. And I thought about actually getting the one Defense Dad got because it'll plug right into that port right there. And then it just out my brain, right? Totally forgot about it. I get to NRAM and I do my first video with somebody and I'm like, fuck. I need a lapel mic because it's going to pick up the 2 hillbillies behind me talking about, yeah, did you see that rifle over there? Instead of this guy standing 3 feet in front of me going, hi, I'm Joe Blow. And I'm doing a video for this asshole who's got an iPhone, I didn't, I knew better and I should have done better. So I'm not striving for television perfection, but there are some things that I can do that aren't really that, that expensive. I was about to say break the bank, but it really ain't break the bank. It's, having backup gear or whatever. Like I brought 4 cameras to NRAM. I only used one, but I remember last time I had to end up going to a backup camera. On the way there, I put a brand new SD card in one of the cameras and it wouldn't read it. Nothing wrong with it, just wouldn't read it. So actually I had to stop at a Walmart on the way there, get a different brand, put it in there. It read it. Good. All right. Memory bank. Remember, only use this brand. Stuff like that. So you pick up little things when you're going, when you make your videos. You pick up little things when you go to these events. You pick up little things from other YouTubers, things like that. But yeah, as much as at the end of the video, if it doesn't have television production value, screw it, right? I still would like to try to get as close to that as I can within reason, if that makes any sense.
That's cool. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah, the cheap lapel mic I've got works great. I barely use it anymore because my phone works pretty well for most scenarios. So, but it does work great. I think it was like a Foya or something like that. I can't remember. I might have done a video on it, or that might have been the ones I never threw up. But I'm sure it's, it's Chinese stuff or whatever, but it does work pretty well. Yeah, I don't know where the box is. Maybe it's written on the mic. But yeah, I'm sure, you can spend some money and get better results or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, some people, you know, I don't know. People still like 4K TVs and all this stuff. Like in some senses, I don't even see the difference. And I got 1318 vision, so you tell me. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think a lot of it is what you want to believe it is. I don't know. so, yeah, if you can hear it, it's coming through clear. I'm really not sure. But to each their own.
Well, the thing is, I knew better, and I didn't put the time and energy into getting them, testing them, and bringing them. So, from one standpoint, I'm about to say action. I told the guy, I said, I'm going to say action, count to 3, and then start talking. I say action, he just starts talking. It's like he's not used to making videos. It's fine, right? But as I'm about to say action, I'm realizing, shit, I should have lapel mics. Well, I'm not going to stop now. I'm just going to do it and go with it. And if it turns out bad, and when I play it back on the phone, you don't hear the background noise, right? The phone, it sounds great, dude. It sounds awesome. I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, this is good. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Then I come back and I go to edit it, and all you hear is Bubba back there going, yeah, didn't you see the tits on that girl? And it's like, really, dude? So
Were they
I
nice?
knew whatever. I just
You saw them too. Whatever.
yeah. But yeah, if you see me in the video, like turn no, but that's just it. I knew better, and I knew I wanted to make a better video than last time. Last time I only did, I know I did one for sure, and I made a video on it. And they weren't there this time. I can't remember if I turned on the camera for anybody else. I turned on the camera to make videos of different things, but where I actually interviewed somebody, I wanted to do it just to do it. And the guy actually said, hey, I'd like to talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, I use this. Go ahead, talk about it. Tell me, um, so it worked out. But um, I guess I just don't want to do all the same videos somebody else does. When I went to the Henry booth and the guy there was like, yeah, I've done 6 of these already today. I should have this down pat. I'm like, okay. And then later I get home and I look and I see that there's like 150 videos on this damn revolver out there with this guy. He's he's the thumbnail, right? I'm there going, ah, fuck. The one thing I don't want to do, I've done. But still, it's
Oh, did you
uh,
post it?
I haven't done it yet. Actually, instead of
Okay.
doing,
Oh, you don't have to.
I should be editing those. Well, I will, but I'm gonna put an intro in it and be like, "Look, guys, yeah, don't bother." But not that the Henry revolver is a bad thing. It isn't, but it's just that if you've already watched this once or twice, you're not gonna get anything different from me. But
Mm.
that's probably what I should say. But what I mean though is on the inside, I strive for television production quality, and I know what it takes. On the outside, I half-ass it.
Yeah, well, I mean, keep in mind, a lot of the big guys got a crew working on stuff, or it's a full-time job and they have, a background in it or learned it. So, yeah, it's got a lot to do with how much time and effort you really end up wanting to put into it. So, yeah, to me, it's usually the point of the video. I don't care if it's somebody's second video, if they got good advice or something, if they're answering a question I have, I'm happy. Whether that's a car part, and that question might be, what size socket am I going to need? So I just do a quick run through and I only got to grab 3 tools instead of the whole damn bag or whatever. Something that simple. Like, honest to God, I watch videos just to find out what size they are. So, and you can look things up, and I do that too sometimes, torque specs, things like that. But in some cases, there's certain channels that are very detailed and can give you a lot of information on things. So I don't know. To me, it's about the information. I'm not there to see your ass shake.
Well, that's just it. You have somebody who's on their private range with a 36-inch gong, and at 15 feet, they do a mag dump into it, and they turn around and smile at the camera. Okay, For the average person in the audience, they're like, this person just bought this gun, hasn't done a thing to it, loaded it up with this ammo, put their first mag in, and I'm watching it. No, you're watching the best take. You're watching the best take. And quite frankly,
Oh,
any asshole can hit a 36-inch gong at 15 feet or 15 yards with no, especially with a freaking red dot on the top of the PCC or something. I mean, all you hear is clank, 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 clank. And if they really wanted to if they didn't want to pay for the ammo, they could edit in the clang, clang, clang sound effect, right? And somebody sees that and they're going, yeah, they're so cool. And it's like, dude, look, not everybody has a private gun range in their backyard. I'm not jealous. If I was more ambitious, I'd have that shit, right? And not everybody gets a free gun from a company. Hey, one day I'm going to get a free gun from a company. And I don't mean a free gun. They give you T&E. What that means is they send it to you. You got 30 days. You got to send it back. If you don't send it back, you can buy it at a discounted rate. That's the honest truth of it. Okay. That's why some of these guys do it, is that they can go, honey, I got it at 30% off. And she goes, okay, you can get the gun and here's one of your balls back. It's like, really, dude? Just tell her, look, bitch, I'm buying the gun. And if you don't like it, there's the door. But,
you gotta
some of these guys don't have it's what they can hit a gong at 15 feet.
yeah, yeah.
They don't. I
Work.
would rather watch a video where they stood up to their wife, but whatever. When his balls are in her purse. So the thing is, if I made videos like that where I walked out in my backyard and shot the target that I shoot every Saturday religiously, and how in the fuck can I miss? I don't see why that gets 50,000 views, but it does. So it's stuff like that if I did that, I would get the views. But I don't like doing that. I just don't.
Most people, the average person doesn't. They don't look at things that way. I don't think anyway. You know what I mean? That's why so many people get scammed, all this other shit in life. But it takes a while for for people to catch on to some of this. I think after somebody's into it for a while, they start picking up on some of the things. I mean, there's cases where there's distances that people claim, but yet they walk it, and unless they got a stride of like 8 feet, it ain't possible. It's pretty simple. You know what I mean? There's all I don't know. Some of my background aspects are good with detailed stuff like that, but basically, some of us just smell bullshit right from the start. You know what I mean? But it's really, they're making money. That's what it's about. It's about the views, the money, this and that. So, in some senses, it's for entertainment, and it's when they switch it to like educational or try to put it that way that I kind of get bothered because it's bullshit. But like you're saying, you know what I mean? In some cases, it's just anybody can look like Rambo with 30 takes and a good editor. That's just what it is. Yeah, that's why I drop my mag. I leave it in on camera. Sometimes that shit happens. It ain't often, but it had to be the time the camera was rolling, right? So fuck it, I'll leave it in. I don't give a shit. Real life. So shit ain't. I don't know. I can't speak for all your experiences, but shit don't work like the movies where everything's smooth and perfect all the time. Yeah, not that I've seen.
Well, I try to do that with some of my videos by doing multiple takes instead of me going, okay, so I don't know why, but I go review video. I slur review when I'm stone sober. Okay. You put review video together. Yeah, I just said it, right? So why when I turn on the camera, I go review video, what the fuck is that? So I'll do it again and I'll do it again and do it. And then finally you'll be like, and in this review video, right? But you didn't see or hear the 15 times I'm going, what the what right? So I do try to, but there are other things where I don't want to, okay, you remember at the range where like if your buddy was working the targets, they could take a pencil and jam it right there and you got a fucking bullseye at 500 meters.
I also remember people on the other lane helping the people next to them qualify as well. There's a lot of different things that go on.
So you could literally put 10 rounds downrange, and then the next clip, you're walking up to the target, and there are 10 perfect fucking holes inside of a quarter size, diameter, right? And going, I'm
expert marksman.
Yeah. When it did not happen. Yes. So honestly, if I see somebody have a weapon failure or something else like that, or they go, oh, I forgot to do this, that to me is more real, and that's more what I'm tuning into YouTube for. But I could also understand somebody editing out their flubs and stuff like that. I I don't have a problem if somebody's like, look, man, this is what my audience wants. I've got my own gun range. Why don't I do this shit? Hey, man, do it. That's your channel. But understand, I'm not going to watch. There was a channel I used to watch, and I kind of like what he did, but he was giving out legal advice in the videos. And some of the videos he was talking about what was happening were happening in other countries where the laws are different. But he's using them as examples of what to do with regard to laws in America. And I'm like, stop, dude. This wouldn't happen in America because this is against the law. Or this, if this happened in America, the penalty, so I didn't put that in the comment section, I just in my head. And then one day I watched a video of him where he's at the airport filming himself and he is being a douche to everybody. And I'm like, oh, this is who you really are, because now you have 1.5 million subs. This is who you really, And then one day I made a comment on his video and I'm like, dude, all you ever do is play videos from other countries, but you talk about American laws. Do you not understand that this is not good advice for people? And he's like, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch. Hey, that's a good idea. I stopped watching. I didn't unsubscribe, but I turned off notifications and I stopped watching. And that's just it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it, right? Just don't watch it.
If I could unsubscribe, man. Yeah, I don't know. What's the point of it in your feeds if you're never going to look at it? I mean, I don't know. Well,
no, you turn off notifications. You turn off notifications, you don't get notifications.
So it's not going to pop up when you're scrolling through?
Hell no.
Well, I don't know. I mean, still, why stay sub to them? Just out of curiosity.
I might have covered that in a video, but if not, so here's the thing. So when I first got onto YouTube, and just somebody watching, right, I would sub and unsub, and I didn't really understand the whole sub thing. I didn't understand the notification thing. I didn't understand the thumbs up. I gave somebody a heart on a video once because I liked the video, and then I'm like, oh shit, and I unhearted it right away because I'm like, it's a dude, and I'm a dude, and he's gonna think I'm gay for him. And it's like, no, right. I even told the guy later. I even told the well, yeah, I should be secure, man. But I told the guy later, I'm like, dude, I don't know if you remember, but the first time I ever commented, I clicked because I thought it meant, I thought it was a good video, or not the thumb. I didn't even know what the fuck that was, right? So anyhow, I would subscribe and unsubscribe. There's one of you guys out there who's not watching right now because you're too busy, playing with your cats at your grandma's house, that I would subscribe and unsubscribe to you every other week. Seriously, because you do something and be like, damn, that was cool. And then you do something going, that was shit. And I after a while, I started to realize when I started to make videos and stuff, I'm going, this is stupid. This is immature. This is not me. This is not me. I don't have to watch your videos, so I'll turn off the notification. Now that I know what this little fucking bell is, YouTube turns it off all the time, whether I want them to or not. Right? I'll turn off notifications. I'll stop commenting. I'll stop watching. But you have this subscription. Eventually, YouTube will drop it off, right? Because their bots do whatever they do. Once I started to understand how it worked and made my own videos and started to see things in a different light, and also just realize how immature it was to, like, I'm going to friend you, unfriend you, friend you, unfriend you. That's childish.
It's not really immature. I mean, if you're serious about it, you don't go back to look. It's like leaving an ex or something. You're done. You're done.
What would happen is I would be like, man, I'll go back. I haven't watched this asshole in 6 weeks. I'll go back and watch.
You're wishy-washy. Okay.
Well, no. So they, and I watched the latest thing, and it's like, this is cool. All right, subscribe again, right? And 3 videos later, hey, still cool. And then that 4th video, what the fuck, unsubscribe. And I just said, you know what? Just what would you do if this was real life? If this was real life, I'd probably just stop returning their calls, delete their number, block them on stuff, and just leave it alone. And that's what I do. As far as unsubscribing, like I said, I'll let YouTube do that, because you can watch somebody religiously and YouTube will unsubscribe you. And there's nothing you can do about it because they just do what they do. So I just said, screw it, but here's the other thing too. When you've got 1.5 million subscribers or 15,000 subscribers, if you lose 1 sub, you don't even notice. I lost like 30 subs in the past month and a half, and I thought it was hilarious. I did. I was like, that made my month and a half of that part of it. Nothing else did, but
I gained over 100. Think over 150 in the last week or two, just due to that Budweiser short I did. So Which that's pretty good. That's the biggest boost I've had since I've started, technically. So, and that was one of them stupid ass videos where I was like, "Oh shit, give me 1 second, let me just check this real quick," and just popped it up. Didn't think it would do anything, and it's over 180K now.
Yeah,
So
and it's
yeah,
kind of
it's
weird. It's
always
kind of
the
weird.
stupid shit that goes big.
Yeah, because people are tuning into the shorts because on TikTok you just scroll through, right? I've watched my son do the TikTok thing, and he just they don't even finish the video and he just goes to the next one. I'm going, okay, yeah, this is just like because you can do that with shorts, and that's what people want. They have short attention span. They just want quick entertainment, quick information, quick whatever. You could lie. You could say, hey, this is a fact, and it's an absolute lie, and they don't care, and they believe it, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's all that clickbait shit for people to look at their video, basically. Yeah.
But I have to say though that in the short amount of time that I've been doing them on the different channels, I've found that sometimes they're kind of helpful because I don't need more than 60 seconds to get my point across, whether if I'm making a joke or I'm just doing a quick little, like it's Independence Day. Pff, there's the American flag. 15 seconds of that, I'm good, right? It for me, it's handy, but for the whole thing about if you don't do this, YouTube ain't gonna push your shit. Fuck that shit. But I think it's cool that you got all the views or you got extra subs off of it, because then somebody might actually watch one of your videos or a replay of a live show and go, okay, I kind of like what this guy does,
A couple have actually, so it's been kind of cool. So, and every lot of people want to try to start arguments or something. I don't know. I don't even bother with that usually. But yeah, when it goes back to the whole sub thing, I mean, I don't know, I'll just unsub your ass. There ain't nothing personal. Like, I could still like you, still want to hang out with you. I'm just not interested in watching your fishing videos or whatever the hell else it is. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see your shit pop up in my feed with a bunch of shit I don't want, just for support. If that means you got to unsub me. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I'm not trying to make money off this in a sense. So to me, I just, if I unsub you, don't take it personal. I mean, I might think your shit sucks, or I might just not be into your shit. I don't know. It doesn't mean I don't like you as an individual. And if that's a problem for you, well, go fuck yourself.
There you go. Now, let's see, since I've been ignoring the audience only so the comments build up really. And you know what I've noticed too is like I'll be talking and we'll be going, whether it's just with one other person, myself, or with 5 people or whatever, right? And then I'll look over and the audience has just been talking to each other. And they ain't paid attention. This is just background noise. So it goes both ways. I'm good with it. Whether you guys are listening or you're not, I'm good with it. And not that you give a fuck, and you shouldn't, because you can just always just turn off here. Let's see. Gizzard Gary jumped in. Hello, everybody. Of course, everybody's saying hi. Vanessa Kitty jumped in. Hey, Vanessa. And some people are talking about some rum here. We got Pirate Rum. I don't know what that is. Myers. I might have had that, Scott. I can't remember. I know I've had Appleton. I might have had Myers. But I'm just not a rum guy. My director, don't call me Mrs. Squibload. She's the rum gal in the house. For me, it's a chick drink. It's like those seltzers and shit. It is. But I mean, don't get me wrong. If that's all there is to drink, I'll drink it. So,
dude, you drink some 151. You drink something, 94 proof, better. Yeah, that ain't a chick drink.
Dude, if I'm gonna drink
94 drink, that'll get your chick in the right place, but that ain't a chick drink.
Is this 94 proof? No, this is only 80. This is 86 proof, but I do have some whiskey here. I got some 94 proof whiskey. I'll drink bourbon that's 94 proof.
My shit's got a flammable warning label.
Shit.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. But along with that though, here's the thing. When you get people that sub to your channel, do you ever, when it actually does show up, they're not a pussy and hide the fact that you see you got a sub but you don't know who it is, whereas in your notifications say you got a new subscriber, it's Dickhead123, right? Do you go check out Dickhead123's channel just to see if they have videos, or do you go, I ain't got time for that shit?
It depends. If I'm just sitting around doing nothing. Sometimes, yeah, I check them out just to see if they're into the gun stuff or this or that. I get a lot of people that are into cars. I don't know. So I don't know if I'm bringing them over to gun stuff or what's going on. So, but usually I'll take a peek just to see if I can. Not all the time, especially like the last week or so, or I've gotten, I don't know, almost 150 plus subs. I'm not looking at everybody to see what their deal is or something. But if they do subscribe and I got a moment, yeah, I'll click on just to try to see. It's I don't know, see what it is basically. If they got a channel, if it's something I might be interested in, because there's a good chance if you're watching mine, and we probably might have some things in common. That's the way I see it. Or I'm just that guy you love to hate. I don't know. Okay,
that's you. That is you. Yeah, you got a target on your back. So like during Rick's show today, I got a sub, and the guy's channel seems to be a lot about drone videos. Now, guys, I don't mind drone videos if they're showing something from an angle we can't see, right? The problem is that drones don't have mics. So if you have a camera down on the ground with a mic running and you got the drone above, you can sync it together. It isn't easy. It takes a little trial and error. And the only reason I know that is from watching people's videos, seeing how they've gotten better at it. But even then, it still doesn't do it justice. I think at some point I probably will get a drone. I thought I was going to get a drone sooner, but the kind of videos that I wanted to make, when I saw what other people were doing with it, I'm going, dude, that ain't worth the work. So like I'll get a drone at some point and fly over a national park that I'm hiking through, and then I'll just put some bullshit free music in the background and still get a copyright strike. I'll do that with a drone.
Careful about the parks. I'm not sure which ones, but some of them they claim you got to have a permit for. So.
Man, fuck that shit.
I'm just saying, bro. To cover your ass, whatever. I mean, it's on you. But I'm just stating, man. Some of them are pretty funky. So I got this little guy, which works pretty well. It's not high end, obviously, or anything, but it's touchy. I'll put it that way. If you're in like an area where you have Wi-Fi service, you look like a goddamn pro. You can do backflip. You can fly in between branches, do all type shit. It's got basically it'll dodge object. You can fly it right at a door with a busted window, and it'll move over to go through the window. So it looks, you can get it good, but as soon as you go out of a service area, like a lot of the parks and some of this stuff, it's all you, man. It's all you, and it better be calibrated right. Because it can get hairy pretty quick.
Look, man, all I'm saying is for me, that would be something where I can fly over stuff. You can see the park. I can dub in some of that free music. Good to go.
All right.
The things that I wanted to do with the drone originally, where I've got to dub in the sound from ground level, it ain't going to work out. So I've decided drone is somewhere down the road. But as far as somebody saying you can't fly a drone over this, go fuck yourself. My tax dollars paid for this, and I get in the national park for free. So what are you going to do? Right.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not telling you what to do, what not to do. I'm just telling you that, in some cases I've heard of there being issues. So, What is it with you?
What is it with you?
I don't know. Preparedness, cover your ass, know what to expect. If you're going to do something, do it smartly. I don't know. I don't like jail, losing my rights, trouble, but I still like to have fun. You tell me. I don't know. What is it?
Everything is like the end of the world with you.
Oh, man. They always plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Right. Okay, so to answer Vanessa Kitty's question, this is Traverse City whiskey. Traverse City is, if I could get my hand in frame, this reverse camera angle bullshit is, so it's up here on, you know what, I suck at this. Okay, how about, it's up here in Michigan. So I live down here, and it's up here. And it's kind of a bougie, high-priced tourist attraction. I would recommend it to everybody but Outcast, because one, his car won't make it that far, and two, he ain't going to spend the money. But Traverse City is it's cherry country. It is. They grow a lot of cherries up there. The cherry, if you have cherry Pop Tarts, that's where the cherries come from. The airport is called Cherry Capital Airport, stuff like that. But it's a real nice touristy place. There's lots of vineyards and whatnot. And Traverse City Whiskey Company is up there. They make it there. I know they sell it in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. You can order it online. Originally, you couldn't, but I think now you can. But I like it, not just because it's a Michigan whiskey, but I decided to give it a try, and I like it. I love their rye. I had the apple whiskey, and I didn't realize that like it doesn't really have a strong like a green apple taste or something compared to some other things. It's almost like just drinking their bourbon. I haven't had their beer barrel, whatever. I'm not into that, all that beer barrel or with, no, the cherry whiskey is good, but it might be a little bit syrupy for somebody. If you like flavored whiskey, I think you'd like the cherry whiskey. It's something different, but I would recommend if you're a bourbon person, I think you would like their bourbon. If you're a rye person, I think you'd like the North Coast rye. I've got a bottle of, so this is the apple. This is the Michigan apple. This is for Pat Hirsch. Shh, don't tell him. I'm going to give it to him when I meet him for Thunder on the Prairie, because this is what I do when I go out of state. Sometimes if I know somebody else appreciates a good alcohol, I'll bring them a bottle of wine or whiskey or something from the state of Michigan that maybe they can order or maybe they can't. Same thing when I'm out of state and I travel. I try to buy stuff that I ordinarily can't get here, or that sort of thing. I'll stop at a vineyard, and if I like their stuff, I'll load up and bring things back. I mean, one time we had 29 bottles of wine in the trunk of my wife's Malibu, so it's good stuff. But the bourbon, this is their straight bourbon whiskey, and this is 86 proof or 43% alcohol by volume. So it's not too potent, but it's got a little bit more kick than say like an 80 proof Old Grandad's, which is pretty good. I think that's a good baseline bourbon to go with.
Could be wrong, but I believe Black Top Mojo. I think that's the name. Yeah, a couple drinks in, but I think it's Black Top Mojo did a cover for Phil Collins in the Air Tonight. Videos out there, and they did it in an old wrench down whatever factory, but the acoustics are great in the building. But they were drinking that whiskey. I'm almost positive. So they did a little plug for it.
Whiskey?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's a damn good song too. I almost like their. I want to say I like theirs better than the original.
Maybe I'll unmute first. Maybe I'll check it out later. Wrench down what?
I can't remember what it was. It's a wrench down something factory that they did the video in. I'm not sure, but I believe it's Blacktop Mojo. It's a band name that did it. So I'm almost positive it's that with the stuff you got, what Traverse City, whatever. So they did a little plug at it at the end of the set or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So I see it here. If you type in Blacktop Mojo in the Air Tonight, you'll find it on YouTube. So I'll check it out later.
Highly recommended from Outcast. I mean, it might be my white side, but it's still good. So
I try to try out whiskeys from different places. It doesn't all have to be Kentucky or Tennessee. I've had that Breckenridge. That was recommended to me last time I was out at Thunder on the Prairie. And that's a Colorado whiskey. So I thought the only place you could get it was Colorado. So a year later, I was out in western Nebraska, and I saw it, so I bought it. I'm like, I'm an hour from Colorado. It's got to be, right? No, they sell it at the fucking local grocery store.
Yeah.
But it's that Breckenridge is pretty good. I would recommend that one. I'm trying to think of. I've got some Del Bach from Tucson, Arizona. I've got their. Oh crap! They've got two different kinds, and I've only had the one. I've got 3 bottles of it. 2 are unopened still, and one of them I've had, and it's not too bad, but it is strong. It is really strong. There's one they make on the west side of the state called Coppercraft. When I had it the first time, it was, I think, too strong for me. But I've kind of developed a palate for stuff over 90 proof, so I should probably go back and revisit it. That was actually the first Cocktails with Squib video I did. We compared Del Bach to Coppercraft. I scrapped the video. So. And we got dead air because I'm reading
I'm
the
sorry, I'm
comments.
singing in my head, and I figured you don't want me singing out loud. Nobody wants that, but
What the fuck, dude? Why do you sing? Dude, that is not you. You are not a singer.
oh, you'd be surprised, man. I do some great shows in the shower. Well, I think they're great.
And they're streaming for one. Yep.
So which? All right, you're still working on that one. I was gonna say, what's your next drink? So I've already finished 2 94 proof in the time I've been on this show.
So yeah, I started late today. I was doing some stuff, and I had the washer running and the dishwasher running, and you know how the mic will pick up all that crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I'm not going to even film a cocktail video down here until those are done. And then I got sidetracked working on, and I'm just like, I'll get to drinking when I get to drinking. I had 2 beers earlier on Rick's show, and that was really about it. So, I mean, I might be plastered before the end of this, but if I am, I am. And if I'm not, I'm not. I don't care.
Are you holding to your rules with this show?
Oh, do I need to go over that bullshit? I should, but
Well, I think you should because it makes the show fun. Yeah.
all right. You know, okay, so I've got it sorted in order of date modified. So the newest stuff I've put into the hard drive to edit or whatnot is there. So I got to scroll down. Live show. Okay. Open this. Blah 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 blah.
So you know, I followed him with my initial greeting.
Yeah, but I didn't pay attention to you, so I don't give a fuck. All right, we'll go. We're. Oh, let me look at the little ticker up here. That says we've been live for 57 minutes and 37 seconds. All right, I'll go over to the show rules way late because I mean whatever Outcast wants me to say them, and all right. All I ask.
Cash. Say you love cash. You love dirty cash. The change. You want to roll around in it. You hate credit cards. You just do it because you're a victim.
Number 24. Cash is nasty. Okay. Thank you. I have 24 rules now. Thank you.
Ah, it's all good.
All right. So all I ask is the following. And this is really more for panelists, not for the audience. You guys out there do whatever because you just get out of here if you don't like it. So number 1, no apologies. Now, I know some people are all sensitive about that, but I have a thing about apologies. And I actually did a video about, you hear the siren? They're coming for you, Outcast.
They got a long drive.
It's, yeah, no kidding. It's another one of those ambulances going to pick one of the geriatrics who's, you know, escaped or whatever. But I actually did I did a video about I'm sorry versus excuse me, and how I need to use excuse me more often when I say I'm sorry, because I really don't mean they mean something different to me. So like when I misspeak, I shouldn't say I'm sorry. I should say excuse me. Or when I talk over somebody because our internet's at different, I should say excuse me, right? Not I'm sorry, because I'm not sorry. Fuck you. But I was going to do, and somebody made a comment on that video, and we kind of went back and forth, and it really kind of inspired me to do a apology video. You know, what, not apologizing for what I said, but what my opinions are about apologies. And the thing is, if you're going to say I'm sorry, mean it. Most people say I'm sorry and they don't mean it. Not because they mistake I'm sorry for excuse me, but because they honestly don't mean it. When the guy gets sentenced to life and he gets to say his piece, and he apologizes to the family of the people that he killed, he's not saying I'm sorry for killing your loved ones and taking them away from you. He's saying I'm sorry I got caught. don't believe them for a fucking second. Maybe after 20 years in prison, they're sorry. Maybe. But more than likely, after 20 years, they're still sorry they got caught and they got convicted. And there's a lot of other things in life. I'm sorry I cheated on you. Really? Are you? I'm sorry I stole from you. Are you really? No, I'm sorry I got caught. So apologies don't mean a lot to me. Also, I think people apologize for too much stuff. I'm sorry that you feel that way. No, I'm not sorry. It's on you. If my words affect you that badly, that's your fault, not mine. So don't put it on me. Go fuck yourself. So I really should do a video about apologies, but that's why I'm about to hold no apologies. So if you're going to say something because you screwed up you screwed up what you were going to say, or you talked over somebody, say excuse me. So that's what the no apologies means. Because most of the time when people apologize,
Could be a little misleading though, because just out the blue, if you say excuse me, I might just assume you farted or burped.
So what do I have to do? Say no apologies, say excuse me, except when you farted or burped, because we want fart and burp sounds.
I don't know. I just, that's a thing. A lot of either somebody's trying to get by you, somebody's farted or burped. Usually, normally, I'm just saying. I don't mean to, rain on your parade, make your rules difficult. However you want to do it.
Rule 1A, please
But
fart.
I'm not apologizing.
And that's exactly what I mean. Because if I'm like, dude, this is my show, we're going to do it my way, don't apologize. There you go. So you guys can disagree with me on my position on apologies. I really don't give a fuck, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And you shouldn't apologize to me if you say, well, I've made you feel uncomfortable. Then that means I'm a pussy. All right. Next, let's see. No PCBS fence setting. This is an Outcast thing. This isn't a me thing. I'm not saying
fence setting. Don't sit up there and play both fucking sides. Jump in, asshole. Make a stand. Have some balls. Be a fucking man or woman.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. So that's exactly what it means. And there are times where I can see both sides of it, not because I'm a moderate, because they don't stand for anything. Those people don't even do their own fucking. Okay. It's because I can literally. Okay. So for example, when I disagree with you, you're a great example, Outcast. You and I disagree all the time. It's not that I don't see any validity in what you say. It just doesn't work for my life. Right. So, like some of you guys out there in the audience, when we're disagreeing, going back and forth in the live chat or in the comment section on one of my videos, it's not that I don't see the point behind what you're saying, or I don't think you don't have a right to your opinion. It just doesn't work for me. It's not me, and you're not going to change me. So, if your bullshit and fence setting and being a moderate is meant to influence somebody to change, then knock that bullshit off.
Most of that's about money, right? Being liked, all that bullshit, not wanting to piss people off. So they ride the fence, play shit soft so they can get fans and get sponsorships and all this stuff. Because if you take a stand anywhere, you make enemies. And that's what it is, most of it, that fence sitting. People are afraid to show their true colors. So how do you trust somebody that doesn't stand for something?
True, but I thought it was just that they wanted to be liked because they're so shallow that they can't survive without anybody. I'm going to tell you what, if I was the last human fucking being on this earth, there was nobody left, it was just me, I'd be just fine. That doesn't mean that I can't feel love or be a friend or something like that. It doesn't mean I can't work in a team. I'd be fine.
Oh, damn. Damn.
No, what that means is she's my wife because I want her in my life. If I have to need her in my life, then I can need anybody in my life for that job, right? So if anything, if you kind of be objective about it, if you're my friend, it's because I want you in my life. If you're my wife, it's because I want you in my life, that sort of thing. But there are people out there who need people. Why? Because they're so fucking shallow and so insecure. They feel like they've got to have a support group, and I've learned so many people
up with the Joneses to feel competent, all this type of stuff. Their fucking ego is so fragile. Like they're just weak ass people, man.
I mean, maybe that, but what I mean is that I've learned throughout life that most people are bad, most people are evil. I'm not saying there isn't any good out there, and I'm not saying there isn't any chance for redemption. But in my experience, most people just want to use you for whatever they can get and move on to the next motherfucker. Okay? That is not me. I might come off as a bad guy. I'm more like the anti-hero, but I don't need anybody. And don't ever think at any moment, even if I'm trying to be kind to you, that I need you. If you think I need you, goodbye. I don't give a fuck what you are to me. You might say, well, you need your employer. Right now, I don't. Actually, I could quit, go back to the factory and make more money. So no, I don't even need that. And at the end of the day, if I could just sleep in my truck and be able to buy a fifth every now and then, I'll make it through life. So no, I don't need that. I need air. I need water. I need to take regular trips to the restroom. But beyond that, I don't need anything. So if anything, if you're offended that I don't need you, that says something about you. It says something that you're the kind of person that you have that desire for people to like you to
Long
it's
for
not,
affection or something. Yeah. Mental issues, in my opinion. Mental issues. You're weak.
or
You
it's
need positive reinforcement all the time.
just
Yeah.
the way you've been conditioned throughout your life. That's all. And you
Yeah,
don't know
right.
anything. You don't know any better, right? So yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, but all right. Rule number 3: no kids without approval. Yeah, this is not PG-13, and it is. I don't understand the people are like, you have to sit, you can't say certain things on my show, not just swear words, but other things, because grandma's watching or your kid, some people have their kids watching. Why? This
Whole
is
church.
yeah, the whole fucking church. This is a motherfucking
That's offensive
adult
right there.
fucking show. Adult show. Okay? No kids. No kids on the show. No kid. If you want to your kids watch and they start going motherfucker, 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 don't call me. Don't. Because you're the one who let them watch that shit. Let's see. No passing out live unless it's me. Yeah, that's from episode 0. 5, be a respectful asshole, which I think can kind of go back to some of the things that we've talked about already. Wouldn't you say?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, like you were bringing up before. I mean, there's kind of, we screw with each other, but it's how it's done in a sense. That's what makes a difference. It's the same thing with a lot of things on the street. How something is presented can be funny or it could turn into a fight. It's just how it's put out. So, and we're all social friends. Sometimes we get on each other's nerves. This freaking guy that only uses credit cards and likes to talk shit about my Honda, son of a bitch. But it's all how it's done. It can be done, in a way where one of us isn't driving to the other's house to call them out. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, let's call it for what it is. I don't want to go to the shithole you live in, and your car won't make it this far. So
I'll make it there, bro.
and
I'll
that's
probably get
exactly.
pulled over as soon as I hit the neighborhood, but I'll make it there.
Now you won't get pulled over. They'll be like, they'll be thanking you. Thank you for coming to our neighborhood. This is what we mean about being a respectful asshole. You got to know your friends, and sometimes you got to poke the bear in order to find out where you stand with them. And sometimes you could burn a bridge and you're done. Oh well, one less asshole to deal with. And other times it's something that you'll just joke about forever. Let's see. Number 6, hit the mute button unless you have background noise. This one is such a pet peeve. It's actually in here twice. I will try to remember to hit the mute button. If you see, that means say something like, Squib, you're muted. So yeah, it's just kind of respectful. The mic will actually pick up more than you think. I found this out when I first got onto YouTube. I was actually opening up ammo cans and it sounded horrendous on the other end. We were in a lobby and I had no idea, right? And when I watched it, listened to it on playback, oh my goodness, it drowned out everybody. And I was like, that must have blown out their eardrums. And all I'm doing is just opening latches on 50 cal ammo cans. On my end, it didn't sound loud, but if you're there and you're, especially if you're older or you're a smoker and you're like, that shit is annoying as fuck. Mute yourself. Let's see.
Yes, please.
Number 7. If you're offended, please get the fuck out. If you're offended, leave. All right. If you want to come back, come back. dude, if you come back 5 minutes later, I totally get that, because sometimes, like, I will get weak or whatever you want to fucking call it, allow myself to get triggered, because what you say is not on you, it's on me, on how I react, and I'll get pissed. I'll drop out. I'll come back 5 minutes later because I'm good. I reset that fast. Now, if you just keep poking the bear and poking the bear and poking the bear, outcast. If you keep poking the bear, yeah, at a certain point, I'm like, you know what, fuck this. Maybe I need a good night's sleep or whatever. But I'm that sort of person. So I might seem like a loose cannon to some people who don't know me, or this angry, violent, blah, blah. Dude, I calm the fuck down a lot easier than you might think. Also, when shit is going sideways, I mean, like, epically, right? And people are running around losing their shit, I'm the calm one. It's when shit isn't going sideways that I'm the fucking agitated one. So, yeah, if you're offended, just get out. But always know that you're welcome to come back. Number 8, no conspiracies. Not even you, outcast. Fuck all that Bigfoot and Illuminati bullshit. Let's see. Number 9. If you get the boot, feel free to return. It's all in good fun. The boot is part of the shtick, which Outcast has reminded me I'm not very good at adhering to my own rules. I'm supposed to give you the boot if you break one of these rules, and then you're supposed to come back in. That's part of the joke. However, because I don't do these every week, because, well, you know, I'm just not very good at this stuff, and probably never will be. This is the sin that I will go to hell for. Let's see. Number 10, no shilling. Shameless plugs are acceptable if they are for one of your channels or a live show that you're a regular panelist on. Just don't make your plugs too long. So if you're going to sit here and suck the dick of your sponsor on my show, I'm going to give you the boot. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't plug brands or companies or channels or things that I like. There's something about that, but it's just when you go on and on and on because you know, you're contractually obligated. Take that shit somewhere else. Let's see. Number 11, panelists come first. That's kind of why I've been ignoring everything that's really, I got to do this. I got to step back further. Everything is going on over there. Panelists come first. If you're in the audience and you feel neglected, ask for a link, or just use a link that I just posted out there because I said, fuck it. If you want to jump in, jump in. Jump in. If you're like, I'm out here, I have something to add, you're neglect, then man up and jump in. We're not going to tear you apart. You know, if you've never done this before, this is a great one to jump in and fuck up on, because there'll be plenty of fuck ups on my part. And I've been doing this shit for like 6+ years. Let's see. Number 12, swearing. Cussing, cursing, foul language is acceptable and encouraged. Yes, it is. In capital letters. This is not a family show. Also, what's with the dumbasses that have their children and grandparents watch live shows with them? I already talked about this. Look, dude, if that's what you want to do and that's your thing, and it's like, look, we can't have any swearing because the people I do choir practice with, they watch this because I really needed subscribers at that time. So, okay, great. Don't invite me. Okay, because I'm not going to invite you. So just come on. And if you don't want to swear, if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to swear, fine. Okay, just don't sound like a total whatever trying to, you know, all right, guys, gosh darn it. You know, I mean, whatever. It's like whatever. It's,
But
yeah.
then you get the people that never swear, that swear, and you know they're like struggling to do it. You can tell they're like it's fake. You know,
but like let's say
what?
I got somebody who never swore and they come on here and they dropped an F-bomb. Everybody would be like this, right? And that made the show. That was the best part of the show. That third of a second where the guy goes, "Fuck," right? And you're there going, "He said fuck." Hickok 45 said fuck or whatever. I don't know. He'll never be on this show. Let's see. Number 14, no pleasantries. They aren't sincere anyhow. This kind of goes back to the apologies thing. Dude, don't say it if you don't mean it. I don't care. Well, I might hurt their feelings or they. No, fuck all that shit. All right. Saying, how are you doing will get you the boot. The only acceptable pleasantries are good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All of these have to be in Eastern Standard Time, the only time zone that matters. So if we do a show at noon my time and you're in the Central Time Zone and you say good morning, boom, you get the boot if I follow my own rules because it's afternoon where I'm at. Other acceptable pleasantries are hi, hello, hey, greetings, ahoy, aloha, and nukne. So you can use those, but really all this, hi, how are you doing kind of thing. How are you doing? Do you really give a fuck how I'm doing? Do you want to know I had a shitty day today? Is that what you want? No. So don't say, how are you doing? Number 15, no raising hands. Raising hands will get you to boot. Also, raising hands are for pussies. And there's a way to do it on this thing, but I don't know how, and I don't do it, so who cares? I'm going to ignore you if you do. As a matter of fact, you'll be the last one I call on if I actually notice that you raise hands. Let's see. Number 16, talking over each other is acceptable if the other person is talking slowly, has long pauses, or is redirecting the conversation because they are losing a debate. Otherwise, I encourage everybody to try to get equal time if they choose to use it. That would be if I had like a panel of 6 or 8 people. If you feel the need, just say, hey, shut the fuck up. It's my turn. That will probably get you more respect on my panel than just, okay. Sometimes you're going on and you're making a point. And then sometimes, like what you were telling me a while back, Outcast, that was a couple of years ago, about saying something 3 times in a video, at a certain point, you're just, let's see. Number 17, this one come back around because it's that important. Mute yourself, bitch. If you don't mute yourself when you are talking, when you aren't talking and there's background noises, you might get 1 courtesy reminder per show. Otherwise, it is the boot. Let's see. 18, no geographically centric show. New York Outcast and I aren't in the same state, but we are in the same time zone. I don't like the shows where everybody's from Nebraska. You know who I'm talking about. I like the people on the panel. I like the people doing the show, but it's literally a show about Nebraska with only Nebraskans. And guess who's going to watch? Only people from Nebraska. So,
Pretty much.
but that doesn't mean that I don't dislike these people, or I dislike these. These are my friends, and this is their show. They're going to do it their way. This is just like my show, my way. So I don't want to do a show with nothing but people who live in Michigan. Even though, by the way, I am not from fucking Michigan. I am not a Michiganian. I am not. I live here, but I am not from here. But it still doesn't matter. I don't want to have 5 people on the panel. Everybody lives in Michigan. That's pretty fucking douchey.
Dude, you're wearing a blue shirt. How much more Michigan can you get?
It's a blue Carhartt. Dude, I don't like U of M. Fuck those fucking fucks. You ever been to Ann Arbor? It's a liberal shithole. My college team is UNLV, so go Rebels. I'll go. You know what? I'll tell you what. When I get my next drink, I'll be wearing one of my Rebels t-shirts. You fucker. All right. Let's see. Number 19. No squeaky chairs. This got a little bit of a squeak to it, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But no squeaky chairs. That'll get you to boot. Number 20, if you're going to break the rules, do it as you're leaving. Absolutely. This is like getting kicked out of a place and asking for a job application on the way out the door, because legally they have to give you one. So if you
That's funny.
If you go into the store open carrying and they say, sir, we'd like you to leave. You know you've got to leave, because otherwise you're going to be charged with trespassing. You say, can I have a job application? Oh, that's the best way to thumb it in their eye.
Oh, man, that's funny.
So if you plan on getting out off the show anyhow, if you're going to drop out anyhow, go ahead and do something that's going to get you to boot. Of course, then you'll have to call me out for not giving you the boot, because I don't even follow my own fucking rules. What a moron. Let's see. Number 21. No taking the Lord's name in the vain. This is about the most Christianity or Bible thumping you're going to get from me. I don't like that sort of thing. All right. My house, my rules. And in my house, I don't put up with that shit. It's a commandment. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of saint either, but it's one of my things. I don't like that shit. I don't give a fuck if you do it. I don't give a fuck if you're an atheist. I have friends who are atheists. You don't have to be the same religion as me. You don't have to believe the same things. You don't have to any of that shit. I am really open-minded when it comes to that shit. But this live show is my house, my rules, none of that. So that's why that's there. Number 22, power outages. They can happen. It happened once. It took me like 7 minutes to get back on. I have since rectified that by moving the plugs around on the UPS and building the computer up so that it boots up faster. But still, if there's a power outage, hopefully somebody else takes over. Otherwise, I'll be back on when I can. And if I'm not, fuck it. The show wasn't that good anyhow. This shit is taking we're on 20 minutes of this bullshit. Let's see. 23. You fuck. I wasn't even going to do this. 23.
Hey, you're the one that got all rule happy. You got the power. You did your first show, and then the next thing you know, you're coming back with a damn, you know, I don't know, Bible's worth of rules for everybody. So, hey, you did it to yourself.
I
So don't
did.
be mad that we're holding it to you. I think it's funny, personally. I told you it was a bit much. You only needed a few, but, hey, it's your house.
I
It's your
keep adding.
house.
You're right, and I keep adding them. Number 23. No leaving the show to dispose of a body, human or otherwise. Do we need to even explain the history behind this one? Comment, huh?
Yeah, sometimes you got to get dirty. I don't know, man. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
So
shit.
this motherfucker over here left a live show. All right. Anyhow, yeah, don't leave the show just because you have to bury a body. Do that shit on your own time. And number 24, the last rule, the newest rule, cash is nasty. And really, I don't even know why I have to go over all those rules because I only have one panelist. I don't think anybody's going to jump
Horrible.
on. My rules are just too strict.
There's a lot of fence sitters out there, a lot of people that don't want to, come out of the closet per se and be real. They got fans to worry about, companies to impress, and things, So I'm sure somebody will pop in sometime. You keep doing these, somebody will grow some balls.
This is having a drink with Squib. This isn't coming out of the closet with Squib.
Well, to some people, to come on to a show like this and just be real and not try to appease everybody, that's like a cardinal sin to them.
All right, let's see. I'm going to roll the chat back here, the live chat. It is not a side chat, Chris from the 740. Let's see here. Where the hell was... Man, you guys are all just saying hi to each other. You're like, yeah, hi, fuck this guy. He talks too much. Chris from 740's in, G23's in. G23, you were doing a live show. Fuck, there he is. All right, I'm going to let him in a minute. Hold on, G23. And he come over here? Wow. Let's see. Ozzy, don't poke the bear. It will get angry. Yes. Small caliber arms review. Hey, how you doing? I didn't expect you to drop in and listen to me rant on for this whole thing, but yeah, those were my rules. Let's see. You can cuss. Fucking right. Fuck yeah, Woods. Although I'm reading it here in the side chat, the internal. On a live chat, I don't know if that got blocked. Let's see. No, it was still YouTube didn't block it, so that's great. Let's see. Defense Dad is out there. Am I going to be a wild defense dad? Well, I'm on my first of 3 drinks, so I really need to go get the other one. Let's see. G23 said StreamYard doesn't have the ability to raise your hand. That's GunTube Chamber. Okay, I'm still going to make it a rule because it's just gay. Let's see. Kingpin. He's got to go. Probably got to take care of some stuff there, and this show's really not worth anybody wasting their time over. Bernard B. Sanchez says hello. And he even says hello to you, Rob. And
Nice.
yeah, so Woods decided to go ahead and break the rule that would get him the boot as a panelist, but as somebody out in the live chat, there's nothing I could do. And besides that, dude, that's between you and God. All right, so let me let G23 in here. Where's the damn... There it is. All right, he's in.
Do you have any more fucking rules?
See, that's the way you come onto the show. Yeah, there'll be more over time, and it eventually take me more than 25 minutes to go over them.
I mean, damn. It's like maybe your rules are like the government anti-2A bills. You're just going to keep adding them like every 5 fucking minutes.
So what I found with these anti-2A bills is that they'll have 3 bills to do one thing. So one defines what the law is. 2 defines what the punishment is, and 3 defines how they're going to raise your taxes to make law enforcement be able to afford to enforce these unconstitutional laws.
But they defunded the police, so they can't actually enforce the fucking rules.
Possibly, but what happens is GOA will send you 3 separate emails saying House Bill 83, and then a week later House Bill 84, and then a week later House Bill 85. So we need your money 3 times, when really all 3 are on the same law. Okay. Where the hell is my link? Oh, okay. Here it is. You go into
He
the.
popped
It's
it
in
out
the, it's
initially.
in the fucking chat. I found it.
Yeah, that was an hour ago. I'll just put it over here.
I just found it. You may have posted it an hour ago, but I just found it fucking 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but he swore when he asked for the link. So where the hell's my link, you snobby son of a bitch? I mean, I'm snobby from Outcast point of view. I'm snobby because I drink.
He's a snobby, judgmental son of a bitch. But
Judge not, lest ye be judged. Judge me. I drink $22 a pound coffee, but I'm not too proud to drink Maxwell House. I still am not going to drink that black silk shit. Well, I might, just to do a review video on it. Like, this is really bad coffee or whatever. And I'm out of this. Do you guys have something to talk amongst yourselves while I go?
Hell yeah, we're going to talk about how MMPs suck balls.
Oh, please.
I'll have to watch it on playback. I'll be back, guys.
That's why he had such a smile, like a kid getting his first stiffy when he shot at M&P on DM Foster's channel, right?
Mm-hmm. You should have been there to hear the fucking conversation. You should have been there.
Put him in your mouth.
You should have damn well been there. Because I was talking so much fucking shit, saying, "Oh yeah, New York's gonna be like."
How much you need?
I mean, we can always talk about how you're a closet Glock boy, you know. And he doesn't deny it.
Sorry, got a dinner order going through. So, yeah, if they got the good ones, if it's spicy, if not that other one. Sorry, everybody. So, yeah, the sweet and sour. If it's not spicy,
and yet he still hasn't denied it. So it's
I don't know what you said, man. What'd you say?
Admit it. It's the truth.
What? Did I've owned a Glock?
That you're a secret. You know you're a closet Glock lover.
Things at work. I mean, the last chick at the bar will get it done. Would I brag about it? No. Plain pizza will sustain you. But everybody
is like the Honda Accord.
Ah, the car that keeps running and running and running, huh?
Just like a Glock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just doesn't look great doing it.
And there you go. A Honda Accord doesn't look great when you're driving it down the road either.
This damn guy. Why'd you let this asshole in here?
All right. I got one of my Rebels t-shirts on. So there.
Oh, yeah, the change. Okay. Now you okay. Maybe you're not born and bred in Michigan. I don't know.
I'm here because my family relocated here for the opportunity to provide a better life for their family. And there is that here. Now, recently some laws have changed. It ain't so cool, but it's still not like New York. So whatever. But for the people that are saying there are no good jobs, I live in an unsafe place, there's no opportunity, blah, blah, blah. You're trying to raise a family. This is a place I would recommend you come to. Come here, raise your family. Maybe even after they're done with school, they can go to college here. And then you can retire from here and go back to Shit Kicker, Texas, and you don't have to stay here. A lot of people, when they retire here, they either go up north and stay up there where it's kind of rural, or they go down to Florida. They move to Florida or Arizona, or some of them have a house here and a house in Arizona or Florida. So they're one place half the year and one place the other half the year. There's a lot of opportunity here, whether you have a blue collar job or a white collar job. You don't have to walk in here with a PhD. You don't have to walk in here with a journeyman's card, but there's a lot of opportunity, because I hear people out there complaining there's no good jobs, or every place is a shitty neighborhood or whatever. As somebody who moved here, it took me a while to acclimate to the culture, but it's really not that bad. The thing is, though, there are a lot of people here that I'm sure it's the same way in other places. They think every place is like where they live, and it isn't. So the people that live here that have never lived anywhere else, they literally think the rest of the country is like this, and it isn't. They might have visited, but that ain't the same.
Oh yeah, we get a lot of that with New York, obviously the city, and then throughout the state. But yeah, a lot, I don't know. People get locked in their box, I guess. If you haven't traveled, yeah, it's hard to really give an opinion on a lot of things. So, I mean, shit, like the girls and like when I was in Wyoming for work, they all had like a damn wing on their forehead, like it was like a fashionable thing. They all had a damn unibrow. Like, to me, they look crazy. They're all going to the club thinking they look good. Shit's different in different places.
You know for a fact you were crunching on it. You were out there trying to see if you couldn't get a couple.
No, man. Dude, I had one come to the house. It was connected to my roommate and shit, trying to hang out. I stayed in my room the whole night. Nah, there's a long story of that, but it's a damn good thing I did.
What are you talking about? That's probably where your 30th child is.
Nope.
Probably the reason why you don't go back to Wyoming is because, you've probably got like 12 kids sitting there waiting for a DNA test.
Nah. But yeah, you travel different places, things are different. Even obviously, speech, clothing, all that type of stuff. Shit, when I moved here, it was a different shock from things. So, people, different areas, different vibes, I guess.
I still don't understand why you chose to live in New York. Like, out of 49 other fucking states, you chose New York.
Yeah, but all my family was here. So, yeah. And I don't have the normal family like other people. So, there wasn't anybody else to help my dad out with things. And now I got my mom. So, yeah, what am I supposed to do? So, I mean, sure, I could be an asshole and just kick him to the curb, but, it's just not my style. So, she will move with me, but then we got to worry about healthcare, all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. So, it's work when you're talking about moving a business. A lot to look into. You don't just say, "Oh, that looks cool," and show up, and then find out you need different licenses, certifications, taxes are totally different, insurance is totally different. Everything you got to figure. Besides the normal shit, cost of living, you make less money because anywhere off the coast, like they get paid chump change compared to most places. So, you got to figure out, do all the math. You don't just say, "Oh, guns are cool there, so I'm just going to go there," and then end up living on the fucking street with your gun. I don't know.
Well, like moving with your mom, if she's on Social Security,
no. My mom moving in with me, if anything. Shit.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying when you relocate to another fucking state, if she's on Social Security, guess what? Her insurance goes with her. You just got to go when you get to the new state, go to the Social Security office in that town and update all the information. It's not like it's super fucking hard.
Yeah, but there's differences between states and how they deal with things and stuff like this. I mean, I've been other states where I've seen this, depending on people's situations, insurances, I mean, they'll just kick you to the curb in some senses, or your insurance doesn't qualify for this here or this there. So, at this point, I don't think she's going to be around much longer. So, um, I don't know. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, just where I'm at. But it's not always so cut and clean. So, that's what they say. But until you actually have experience, speak to people that live there, you find things tend to be a little different than what you read online. Shit, it's like here. You look at here, you read anything about here. Oh my God, it's so beautiful, this and that. They don't tell you about the stabbings, the junkies, the mentally disabled getting kicked out to move the junkies in that don't want to be there. Then they leave anyway, and then they just harass everybody on the street. And, you'll get in trouble if you defend yourself. They don't tell you all that shit. None of that. They don't tell you how many kids die every year that go to this college. That shit never gets published. You might hear about it if it becomes a big thing, like the girl that got thrown out by her friends on the highway. Yeah, you'll hear about that one because she got ran over and it was a big scene. So you don't hear about the ones dead in the river. I mean, but go ahead. Keep sending your kids here.
All right. Am I going to have to exercise my rule about conspiracies?
It's not a conspiracy. It's proven. Well, you can look it up, most of them. Shit. That's the whole point. Like, but you live somewhere different, so you see things differently, like we were just saying before. There's no difference. Like, you honestly think your cities report everything? That's crazy. How many people, get raided? Well, you probably don't know people. People get raided all the time. That shit don't hit.
Okay, so conspiracies. Yeah.
Most likely, the people that get fucking raided, there's a reason. They got a drug warrant.
Look, the government does screw some things up. They're not our friends, and they're not perfect. They do screw things up, but there are other things that work out fine. And if things go the way they're supposed to, in general, not 100% of the time, but not like 50% of the time. In general, things are what they seem. Every now and then there's something that's off on the fringes. Okay. If somebody goes, yeah, I got arrested 15 times, but it's all bullshit. Right. I got arrested once, but it's bullshit. Okay. Maybe.
Hey, I got arrested a couple times that were bullshit, and they were proven in court.
I
was found guilty of other charges that were 100% true. I'm just saying.
Okay, so then what was wrong with the arrest?
I got arrested for supposedly robbing my own house.
And you did?
No.
What
it was all dropped and expunged. It was just completely taken off. It wasn't even expunged. It was just removed because it was in my name. Like, it's my house. I'm supposed to be there. I'm not married. I'm not kicked out of my house. This is my freaking house. Like, they didn't even check. They didn't verify. They didn't check the neighbor. They just came and arrested me at work for breaking into my own damn house. So I sat in jail for a few days, about a week. And then as soon as I got to court, they were like, oh, sorry, you're free to go. And I was fucking pissed off. Let me tell you, they almost rearrested me. So
because you choose to live in a place where they do that to people, maybe more often than other places. I'm not saying there's any one place that is 100% perfect, and it depends on what you want. If you want to get arrested falsely, more often than not, then whatever. Or if you want to live in some place that's poor, or if you want to live in some place that's crime ridden, or if you want to live in some place where the traffic sucks, or if you want to live in some place where the laws suck or the taxes suck or whatever it is, there's always going to be something good or bad about every place. But there's certain choices we all make. Like, I live in a place with shitty roads and shitty winters. It could be worse. It could. But I want the money. The truth is, why am I here? The fucking money. That's why I at least have the balls to admit why I'm where I'm at. Some of the things that some people say about where they're at are bullshit. Like Outcast, I didn't hear all of it, but what he was telling you about the whole relocating your elderly loved ones is true. It's nothing. It literally is nothing. But that's also your loved one and your choice. So if you want to stay there, stay there. That's fine. Okay, you really don't go on your show or on other shows complaining about New York too much. You do say some things, and it is good that you're transparent with people. I think it's more the people that complain, and I'm not fence setting, by the way, right now. Go fuck yourself. But it's more the people that complain constantly. But then when you give them 15 different things that they could do, they don't do. No, I'm not doing any of it, and that's maybe where there's some frustration with, we would all like to see something better for you, but if you don't, there ain't nothing you can do about that. And if you love where you're at, dude, then fucking stay. I mean, that's your thing. I don't agree with the people who go, well, if everybody left and nobody be left to fight. Really, dude, really? But there's other things too. As far as staying for your parents, everybody's different. My parents know, and my in-laws know, we're going. And if you don't want to come with us, that's on you. But that, somebody might go, you're heartless. That's your opinion of me. I'm going to say something that, you might not agree with. Each one of us, but at the end of the day, until you come onto your channel going, please give me money so I can pay my mommy's bills for her, then that's where I'm going to fucking blast your ass,
That ain't going to happen.
Well,
welcome.
Hello, Richard. You're joining us from the studio downstairs? The mute button. The mute button.
I didn't even want to talk to you, man.
There he is. A couple audio issues here.
There you go. Man, you got the fancy freaking microphone. Man, I ain't got none of that shit. All I got is this. Look at that. All right, so for those of you who don't know Small Caliber Arms Review, he's a friend of mine down in Ohio. He does Small Caliber Arms Review. He does gun reviews as well as leatherworking, and he does living history type stuff as I run over my own cord. See, this is why I need the fancy freaking microphone like what you got. And if you're into, some history, or you watch like maybe some old Westerns and you're kind of interested in some of the gear that they wear or whatnot, he's actually done some videos where he's replicated the holsters, or you've done the restoration of the antique sewing machine and some other things like that. So I would recommend that you check out Small Caliber Arms Review, because there's a lot of different guns he does videos on, and he does more than just stand in front of a gong at 15 feet, mag dump, and then turn to the camera and smile and go, I'm a fucking operator. So he actually tries to do some different things. Like I noticed that sometimes he'll do like one-handed shots with handguns, which I don't see a lot of people do that sort of thing and whatnot. So, and leatherwork might not sound very cool. I really wasn't into it, but I started watching his videos and a few others. And if I was retired, that would free up the time. I would like to do some leatherwork. So introduce yourself, or correct me if I got any of that stuff wrong.
No, you got it right, I think. I had a little audio issues there, and I discovered, like a dumbass, I had two screens running at the same time. But I got that fixed now. But I got it. No, you're pretty spot on with it. I wanted to jump in here and get on a little bit of the action, too, if I could.
You're welcome. You're welcome to do so. So, yeah, it's kind of nice to see you jump on here. I know this is maybe a little bit different than the crowd that you normally run with. We kind of run in some different circles, Small Caliber Arms Review and I, but I'm actually interested in more stuff than just Second Amendment stuff and some of the more modern guns and whatnot. I actually do like some of the history, and there's some other channels that I jump on to their live shows, when I can, and hang out with some of them when I can. And it's a great opportunity to learn. There's a lot more history to guns than everything that happened after 1999. So some of the older stuff will really help you understand the newer stuff better.
So have you dropped a link to his channel so that we all can maybe check out his fucking channel?
Well, now see, that's what I should do. If I was a professional, I'd do that. Why don't I do that while I let Defense Dad jump in here? So look at this. I got a panel. I am somebody. I got a panel.
What? The only reason why you got a damn panel is because I decided to end mine after, talking about fucking restoration of rights.
Okay,
Oh
well,
boy, here we go,
oh,
pulling cards out.
Is that conspiracy?
Yeah.
almost. You might get the boot.
Oh, I forgot. What's up, shit break?
See, there you go. Actually, the way you asked for a link out there in the live chat, because it's not a side chat, damn it. It was actually very appropriate. So, Defense Dad, introduce yourself or something while I try to find a link to Scar.
I'm Defense Dad. I do gun shooting videos, and yep.
Really, that's the best you could do.
Do you?
And I just ate dinner.
No,
Well, I hope
do
it
you-
wasn't a salad.
No, it's nachos.
He's an OnlyFans video too. He does videos and photos for OnlyFans models.
I haven't done a video. I haven't done much this year. I'm actually looking at starting a different channel that's actually not gun related. So
Now, there's something to be said about that because, well, for one thing, monetization is probably a little bit easier for something that isn't gun related. But also, if you do some non-gun stuff on your main channel, or if you do it on a B channel, but you every now and then link to your main channel, you might find somebody who doesn't understand, or maybe they're on the fence or something like that, right? And they get comfortable with you because they kind of like what you do. And then they watch one of your gun videos where you explain what this is, or you explain why this is important, or you talk about the Second Amendment, and you're not preaching, right? And they're more likely to listen to you and go, wait a minute, that's not what they told me on CNN. Wait a minute, that's not what that politician said when they were standing in front of the podium or whatnot. And now they start to go, and then they start to maybe go onto Google, do a little research. What does this word mean? What is that? And then they come to find out that AR doesn't stand for assault rifle. It stands for Armalite rifle. What is Armalite? Armalite is the firearms division of the Fairchild Aircraft and Engine Company, and blah, blah, blah. And then they start going, what? And people start to see how, if they stop to take a minute for some critical thinking, that they understand the world a little bit better. So sometimes when we go outside of our gun reviews or Second Amendment videos, I think that's good. So, and also having a B channel is a good backup in case YouTube decides to pull the plug.
well, for me, honestly, I got kind of bored with just, okay, here's a gun. It does this. It gets kind of boring making the same video all the time. And honestly, it's damned expensive. But I'm in the middle of starting out my photography business, so I'm kind of concentrating on that right now. And dude, I just have a lot of fun going out and doing photos and meeting people, and I'm kind of thinking about turning that into a channel.
Nothing wrong with that.
What kind of fucking camera did you get? Because you keep talking about, oh, I'm going to do photography and all this other crap, but yet you don't tell us what kind of camera. Like, did you get a DSLR? Did you get,
So I got it's an Olympus. It's a EM1 Mark II, which is a professional grade camera. It's a micro 4/3 camera. Like people are not into cameras; it can be kind of boring, but it's a professional grade camera. And I got about 4 different lenses, and obviously got a cat that wants to photobomb in here. Get out. Dude, I can't anything about.
I mean, it's the cat keeps coming back to you like you're some sort of pussy magnet.
He doesn't want any of the damn thing to do with me until I sit down at the computer. Doesn't matter what I do. Like I can pet him
Like
for
kids.
an hour. Yeah, like I can come home. He doesn't want anything to do with me. I sit down to start editing photos or do anything, and then meow, meow, meow. But yeah, as far as I can, I didn't tell a lot of people what I got, because unless you're really into cameras, it's going to be like, that's kind of boring.
Well,
But
no,
I'm a camera
that's
nerd.
an
I like it.
opportunity though. What if you did videos where you explained it to somebody like me who's going, I don't understand camera talk?
Well, if you want, I can go get it and I'll show it to you.
Can you-
if you want to? I don't know.
can you hook a fucking external mic up to it?
Oh yeah, dude, I bought it used, but just the camera body alone, if you're to buy it new, is $2,000. Let aside the lenses. I bought them used.
Well, Outcast is out because he won't spend more than $2 on a camera. I think he still uses like those disposable ones, old Fujifilm or something.
Oh hell, I'll go get it. I'll be back.
Like
He's still using a 110. What are you talking about? One of those
He
disposable
drives-
110s.
He drives
Oh,
around in
boy.
that piece of shit Honda that leaks fuel and looking for the damn photo mat.
Hey man, hey, that's like a classic. Like I think what I got like one more year and it's a classic, and my truck's damn near an antique. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous, and I'm a man enough to keep that shit running.
Classic.
Don't be jealous.
Where was your Honda built?
I got a few of those older disposable cameras that I have not got developed, so I have no idea what the hell's on the pictures.
Yeah,
No
but
clue.
is it something
Probably
where you really
expired.
want to know?
I'm pretty sure they're safe. I don't know for sure, but they're probably not even able to be developed now.
How old are they?
Maybe 15, 20 years old, somewhere around there.
They're toast. More than likely, they're toast. Yeah. I think it's like 2 years, 3 years. So I've lost a lot of photos myself where I tried to have them developed, and same situation. Cameras I forgot I had, all this type of stuff. Go take them in, and they're like, "Well, you can buy them if you want a bunch of black photos." But yeah, so
Well, if
like
there is anything incriminating on there, I don't have to worry about it then.
yeah, you're good to go.
And it all depends on how much money you want to spend to get that film developed. Because if you go to a more reputable, well-known lab, they can actually, get the film from 10 years ago developed. Not every single picture is going to turn out, but they're going to have a greater success than using some of those cheap ass ones.
Yeah, I've seen some shows and stuff where they found a camera roll from, back in the 20s or 30s or whatever, and they were able to get some of the pictures off of them. But I doubt very seriously if there's anything on there worth, spending any kind of money on to see what was on there.
Well,
Okay.
Defense Dad gets all that stuff out of his bag that looks like it's, that one from Savoir Equipment or whatever that gets passed around like a. Never mind. Let me read a couple. See if there's anything out in the chat here and the live chat here. Burnaby Sanchez, MVP makes the best stuff. No, they don't. Neither does Glock, but I mean, I'd own both. Let's see here. Texas is being invaded by illegals. Don't you watch CNN? Yeah, I believe everything on CNN. Let's see.
Well, that says something if CNN is saying that.
Yeah, they're more reputable, or they're
no. If they're actually saying that it's happening.
Admitting it. Yeah.
I get his point.
Ozzy wants a link. I think it would tell me if I overpopulated. I'll put another link out there, Ozzy. Gary is out there.
If you have the free version, you can have 6 on the panel, and if you have the paid version, you can have 10 on the panel.
Okay, so I've got
5
total, including me. So Ozzy, let me send you a link or put a link out there, and if you want to jump in, go ahead. Ozzy does leather work as well, so that's why he wanted to jump in or potentially jump in. I don't know. Let's see. Sergeant Joe Smith's out there. Olympus was my first digital camera when digital cameras first came out. I loved it. Yeah, I had an Olympus digital camera, but it wasn't like $2,000. All right, Defense Dad, show us your baller camera.
Okay, so this is the camera body. This is the most expensive piece. Now, granted, this new was a $2,000 camera. I got the body used with only 3,000 shutter counts on it, which is really low. This was rated at like 250,000 shutter counts.
You're saying she has a low body count?
The shutter count is like the odometer on a vehicle, right? So this is rated at up to 250,000 shots before you have to have maintenance on it. It's a magnesium body. It's weather sealed. It's got the nice flippy screen. So that's the main body. This is a micro four thirds camera instead of like a. I don't know if you guys. I don't know how many people know much about cameras, but instead of like a Sony, which is an APS-C sensor or a full frame like a Canon, this is my backup camera. And honestly, I only got it because it came with the lenses. This is another Olympus. This is an EP1. It's a very old camera, This is a 20 megapixel camera. This is 12, but it still takes really good pictures. Lenses, my main lens for portrait. This is a 35 to 100 zoom lens, which it's a full-time f2.8 aperture. So it's really nice glass. This new is about $1,000 lens. I paid $400 for it. If you watch, I don't buy anything without a deal, and if you watch deals on used camera equipment, you can get really good deals. Other lens, this is a 25 millimeter lens, f2.8. This is a really nice lens. I got this one Micro Four Thirds. This is the equivalent of a 50 millimeter camera on a full frame camera for people who do that kind of stuff. So nice all around lens. Then I've got, this is my 14 to 42. This is a kit lens. This is a zoom lens that came with my backup camera. I paid $100 total for all three lenses in this, and these lenses are worth about $400 to $500. I mainly just bought it for that. If I want to do phone work, this is a kind of a neat little grip where you put your phone. Yeah, if I can figure the damn thing out. Anyway, it gives you kind of an SLR grip on it with remote. And then I've got my gimbal, which I already had. I use this for phone work too. So that's my main stuff. That's my camera nerd stuff. But I'm starting a part-time photography business where I do street photography and portrait work and that kind of stuff.
You'll be using this at Thunder on the Prairie, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So why didn't you go mirrorless?
This is mirrorless. It's just a Micro Four Thirds. It's a smaller sensor. The only thing this lacks compared to like a full sensor like Canon is this is not quite as good in low light situations. But I tell you, I do night photography and it does pretty excellent. So, but yeah, both cameras are mirrorless.
You're gonna have to show me some of that stuff in June. I don't know if I'll completely understand it, but I kind of try to understand a little bit of everything. I don't claim to be an expert in any one thing. Well, a few things, but it kind of helps me be a little bit more well-rounded, because this goes back to what Outcast and I was talking about, where I would like to have TV production value, but if I don't, who cares? But still, some of that stuff, like with the filters and stuff, why would you use this filter versus this filter? Is it just the sunset versus an overcast day, or
there's different reasons? There's different filters for its overcast or its sunset. It depends if you're doing photography or whatever. I bought this rig because literally I'm trying to make a second living doing portrait work for clients, and when you show up with just a cell phone and it doesn't look
Only fans.
he's going to be at weddings and bar mitzvahs.
I have no interest in doing weddings whatsoever.
That's
I don't want to deal with bridezillas, but I'm doing more like senior pictures and family portraits, that kind of stuff. As of right now, I don't have an actual studio, so it's outdoor portraits. I got to find it. Once it gets going, I'll have to find a studio space, all that kind of stuff.
But I wanted to hire you as a photographer when Rob finally gets married.
Are you kidding me? Well, I guess if you're paying for it. My cheap ass will just do it with my cell phone.
And I got married for $10. Best one yet.
I probably just lost you half your chat with all that stuff.
Oh, maybe, but I asked you to explain it. So somebody out there is going to go, oh, yeah, I understand it. It's just kind of like, like black powder, right? Small caliber arms review. You know how that is. You kind of lose some people when you start talking about black powder stuff or reloading or something, because somebody's like hearing frogs and crickets. But you hear it and then you ask a question. You hear it and they ask a question. And before you know it, you're like, hey, I think I want to try one of those or something.
Yeah.
I've done a couple sewing machines on my channel too. I mean, I'm a gun channel, but I've done some antique sewing machines, and I made a couple vests and stuff. It's something I do, and if they want to watch it, that's cool. If they don't, that's cool too. I'm sure I've lost subscribers when I put a sewing machine video on there, and I know I've gained some subscribers from it too. And some of them actually start looking at the guns. They didn't know, like you said, they didn't know anything about it before, but then they start, asking questions and stuff like that. And I'm okay with that.
Well, and here's the thing: when he gets to cameras, it's like a whole other like it's like getting into guns. Like it's a whole rabbit hole you can go down, and if you really can spend a lot of money doing it. I mean, if I added up everything I hear that I bought new, you're probably talking $6,000 worth of stuff. I don't have anywhere near that invested in it, but
And like I
so
wouldn't
now I
know.
got a more expensive, another expensive hobby. Like I needed one.
Yeah, that's just it. When everybody's like, "Man, you need to get into this and get into that." There's a few things I succumb to peer pressure and get into, but other things like, guys, I got enough calibers. I got enough. It's like I've had so many people tell me to get into archery. It's like I used to do archery, believe it or not. It's like, man, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
I would love to, but here's the thing. Like when I'm at NRAM, right, and I'm like, okay, after I say action, count to 3 and then start talking, right? How does this look versus your camera, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing is I got a more professional looking camera, but it wasn't as good as a damn iPhone. And I shot a video in a factory where I'm interviewing the owner of the company in the factory, and the audio quality sucked. And it was just like, oh my goodness. But they were like, they thought it was like a professional looking, it's a $150 camera, but it looked good. So would somebody like me know the difference? I don't think so.
Well, and that's just so that this new camera, it's full. It takes 4K video. It's a very good video camera. It's got really good autofocus and face, all this other stuff. But now I don't have a good external mic for it, and I have all that stuff for the phone. Like my entire channel has always been done with the phone. Like I have all the accessories for it, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't look, even though this is a much better camera than what you're going to get unless you're willing to spend $1,000 on a camera.
Now, the reason I decided to go with the iPhone was back in the day, I had an iPhone 6 and it took better picture and video than my Droid. But I like the operating system on Droid. Droid works better with a lot of other things. So I had two smartphones at one point, and then I went back down to just the Droid. And I decided when I had the opportunity to get a second phone again, I decided to go with the iPhone because I got a friend who shoots all of his videos on his iPhone. And his videos look great. They're professional quality and everything else. And he does everything on the iPhone. And you would think he's got like something like what you've got. So I think it just depends on what kind of video and what sort of lighting and what sort of editing and, how well are your voiceovers or anything else you're doing with it. I think that each piece that you've got in your toolbox will help. But I think people on the other side of the glass who never do this don't understand how easy it is to just get by with this. And you can have a YouTube channel, but to have something like what you've got would make a world of difference. It's not necessarily what you have to start off with. Or like Small Caliber Arms Reviews in his studio. He didn't start off with the studio. The saloon you shoot out of, you did videos where you showed how you built that. I mean, that's something that now becomes part of the channel. So as you do this over the years and you start sharing with your audience, that might give somebody who wants to get into YouTube an idea of what they can do, but they don't have to necessarily have it to begin with.
Yeah, and I absolutely don't recommend someone going out and spending this kind of money to start a YouTube channel unless they're just made of money, because then if you make 3 videos and decide you don't like it, then like, holy crap, what do I do with this thing?
I started off with one of these little generic, it was a Vivitar action cam, which was a generic GoPro. And I one of those little Zoom recorders, audio recorders. So I would do those and I have to pair them together in a video. And after just a couple of videos, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. So I went out and bought a Canon 80D. And that's all I've been using. I do pair it up with my cell phone sometimes. So I'll take this and put it on a little stand. And this actually films amazing footage.
Yeah.
And it will do 4K, where my 80D won't do 4K.
You just saying it like that.
Well, it's just like
80D.
That camera will do 4K. This will do 8.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what this will do. It will probably do more than that. But when I started out, I had a Samsung Note 4. And, at the time, it was still old when I started my channel. But I can't remember what this one is. But it does amazing footage. And what I really like is the slow motion it does, even though I haven't used any of that in any of my videos. But it's just amazing to play around with a little bit. Yeah. It won't capture a bullet coming out of the barrel, but it'll slow like if I did a close up of the action, it would slow that down. But I actually have spent a pretty good bit of money on some of the shit I've done on here, but it's just been, I was going to do something anyways, I'm not happy unless I'm building something, making something, or tearing something apart. So I mean, it keeps me going, keeps me happy, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Yeah, the hardest thing about filming with a phone is if you want to use the good camera, you can't see yourself if you're in frame or not. So, and that's where I've got a little.
Oh, you mean because there's no reverse angle? Like if you had a
Yeah, if you use
Yeah.
the selfie camera, you get shitty footage on it, and
Yeah,
sometimes it's
yeah.
backwards. But if you're using, the front camera, you get the really good camera.
I got this that mounts to a cold shoe on a phone mount, and then it's a mirror so you can see your screen, so you can see if you're in frame or not. This is like $20, so I got a lot of stupid little accessories like that. I got a $40 lav mic set that is really good, and it's got 3 levels of noise reduction, and I can film with it up to 65 yards away from my camera. So I mean, it's not like the expensive Rode ones because I wasn't sure I'd like it, and I'm cheap. I just am. So I bought the $40 version, and it works really good.
See, where you went expensive on the cam, I went expensive on the mics, and I went and got professional grade mics when I got the DJI mics, which are like top notch.
Well, and I may, but I'm not using that camera for YouTube. I'm using that because I don't want to. That's my main camera, and I don't have a good replacement for it if it goes down. That's to start a business with. I'm still going to film with my YouTube. I'm still going to use my phone.
Are you using your high-end mic right now, G23?
No, I don't have my mics hooked up to my phone.
Okay. I don't see the difference between you and Squib's voice, and he's on an antique headset. So,
Man, go fuck yourself.
This is a $60 microphone and arm from Amazon. This is what I film my videos with.
This costs $29.99 on Amazon.
Are you kidding me? You're telling me my earbuds cost more than that, and you call me the cheap one?
What?
Wait,
Dude, I buy $9 earbuds. $9.
What headset do you got?
This thing? I don't
Yeah.
know. It was on Amazon. It plugs into USB or 3.5, so I can go do either or. I wanted something that was inexpensive. If I broke it, I'm not out a lot of money, but it worked fine. It'll work fine. I had something similar.
I
I
run a Logitech.
The Logitechs, they're around $100, and they're not bad. They really aren't.
What are you talking about? You can go to Staples and you can get a Logitech just like what you got for $9.99.
I'm talking about the gaming ones. Those are I had tried something like that for a while, and I liked it, but I didn't want to spend $100 on it, so I wanted a $30 one. This, I don't know the brand name of it. I mean, if I find it, I could post it in a comment after this gets rendered, but I'm not. So yeah, I've actually thought about buying a second one just to have a spare for when I finally do break this damn thing. But I've gone through a few. I started off with a Bluetooth one and found out that's a bad idea because I was walking around the house, and if I got too far away, the feedback blew everybody's eardrums out, and that was not right. So you've got a hum to yours, G23, and it sounds like that $150 camera that I was using, the built-in mic on that it made it look professional, but the audio sucked.
Well, you guys understand, like, you can buy a surfboard, but it don't make you a surfer, right? I'm sure you guys get this, or the point I'm getting at. But in some cases, you might, like, if you're new, you might just want to wing it with what you got. Like the other guy there, sorry, excuse me, forgot your name already, but was stating, because you may not really like it. Or actually, it wasn't that guy. It was the fence dad. I know who you are, but anyway, so just because you buy a bunch of fancy shit doesn't mean you're good. I mean, you still got to have, like, your speech pad. There's a lot more to it, presentation, than just being good. All right, to make good videos, in my opinion. You could have, you could buy go get a Bugatti, and it still doesn't mean you can drive the damn car. You know what I mean? If you get what
that's a good comparison, because I've seen guys with these bougie SUVs and they have no idea how to use four-wheel drive. I mean, it's got the trim. This thing costs over $80,000. It's got the expensive tires. It'll massage your back and do everything else, but it actually will drive right through the snow like nobody's business. And these idiots are spinning out on Telegraph Road because they have no idea how to drive it. So yeah, you can have the equipment and not know how to use it, but there's something to be said though about some of the down to earth appearance of your videos. If you don't present yourself as, "Hi, I'm Big YouTuber X and I'm better than you," then you can get away with some lower end stuff. But if you are on your channel all the time, belittling your audience and sticking your hand out saying, "Oh, and by the way, I need more patrons," then you damn well better have a $15,000 camera, you know?
Well, as far as
Tell you what,
like
the YouTube
I
stuff
think
goes,
audio is way more important than the video. I mean, you can get by with some crappy video, but when you got crappy audio, nobody wants to listen to that shit.
yeah. When I first started, like I just started with my phone. I didn't have that. I didn't have any lighting. Like I have a cheap $40 studio light right here. It just goes right here. But like I and again, this goes back to the camera nerd. But my degree's in graphic arts. I like the creative stuff of it, so that's kind of part of my background. But
Oh shit, you got one of those degrees? That explains a lot.
yeah, that's what I went to school for. But so yeah, I started off with the phone. You get far away from the camera, like you sound like you're in a tin can. And then I figured out a setup I liked it, but it was in my kitchen, and then I couldn't like, what the hell is that hum? Because I bought a lav mic and it was a piece of crap. But I couldn't figure out what the hum was. Then I realized I had a fluorescent kitchen light, so it was humming the whole time when I was trying to record. And then I realized I had to shut the fridge off, and I had to shut the AC system off because it would kick on while you're filming and all that. And then I'd forget to turn the damn fridge back on, and so then all of a sudden stuff, until like nothing ever went bad, but I'm like, why is the milk not as cold as it's supposed to be? So
Okay, so I'm not the only one because I will move that cord around to the front of the fridge, so I have to step on it if I walk out of the kitchen because the damn compressor will kick on. I'm like, welcome back to the stovetop. Brr, motherfucker.
well, you can watch all these videos. There's all sorts of videos out there. The best setup for YouTube. And they're telling people go out and like it's like $3,000 worth of crap just to start your YouTube channel. You don't even.
Oh no.
So,
like right now, I'm just on my cell phone. I'm not even, I don't have a headset on. I don't have my laptop going. None of that crap. I'm just using my cell phone.
So is Outcast, but that's because he's a cheap son of a bitch.
but if you do make videos, one thing you'll notice, and it's true, they do say the videos, and you said it too, like audio is probably the most, you can get away with crappy video, but if they can't hear you and understand you, they're going to shut your and I don't have a big channel. I'm 1,600 subscribers, so whoop-de-doo. Like I'm not a big YouTuber and telling everybody what to do. But if you have crappy audio, you're going to get comments on it. People aren't going to watch it. They're going to like, you need to do this. It sounds stupid. I can't even watch your video. And like, rock on, dude.
I've learned a lot from the ones I've done in the past. When I was building the saloon out there, I listened to some of that audio in there, and it's just like you said, a tin can, a big echo chamber in there, and it sounds horrible. So I decided I needed a lav mic. So then I got a corded one for like $20 on Amazon, and the audio improved. But now I can't move anywhere. So then I got a wireless lavalier mic, and that thing will glitch out every now and then. It's an analog one. So it'll glitch out every now and then there's static, when I'm talking, and I trash whole videos just because of shit like that.
Well, it's me too. Like I have asthma and I smoked for 15 years, so I'm heavy, so I breathe hard. So if you have a crappy mic, it picks that up, and then all you get is like, dude, you're breathing so hard I can't understand. So having a good microphone, you don't have to spend a ton, but having a decent microphone like this one, I don't have any noise correction. This is just a condenser mic, and it does a really good job. And I got an adapter where I can plug it down to USB-C, and it plugs into my phone, and that's what I use when I film videos.
I think when somebody starts out in YouTube, if they just use the basics, they've got a phone, they've got a computer, a desktop, or a laptop. That's all you need. Go with that. Start making videos. Learn as you go. Take pointers from what you see in other people's videos. Ask questions. None of us are going to say, oh, sorry, we can't share these industry secrets with you. I don't know anybody well, maybe a couple guys, but they're just thinking that you're going to take money out of their wallet. But
I ain't
otherwise,
give anyone shit for pointers. No, I'm joking.
yeah, but you make shitty videos, so nobody wants your advice. But
Exactly. You're fucking
yeah,
right.
I mean, other than the video where you showed what a real body of water looks like, not some lake in New York, but the thing is, you can get good ideas from other people, and then you can try it out yourself. And if it doesn't work, fine, go somewhere else. But I mean, like I do rail fanning videos, and for those of you who don't know, rail fanning is the nerds that go out and watch trains. Yes, I'm one of those, and I'm way too old for this shit. But there are old guys like me who do it. Well, last time, well, not last time. Not last time I was in Nebraska. One of the times I was in Nebraska, I was actually filming trains, and I had my tripod set up so that as a train passed, it would film it. And then I'm standing off at a different angle and filming a train freehand. The wind from the train by about the 15th car knocked the whole damn thing over. The tripod went straight over and just smashed the camera. Everything's done. I still managed to get the footage off my backup camera, but right then and there I learned two things. Don't leave your remote and always have a backup camera. I was in Arizona and I tried to do this. I set the remote up on top of the hill and I was going to go down to the bottom of the hill and I'm going to catch this thing going over the trestle with my remote and have the one up there. And I'll either blend the footage from the two or whatever. No sooner do I see the train coming, I've got seconds before it's going to be here. A gust of wind comes by, bam, down goes the tripod, down goes the camera. I'm up at the top of the hill. I don't have time to get to the bottom of the hill, and I've just got to go with it. And these are little lessons you learn as you do YouTube videos. So if you just do the same kind of video over and over again, you might get really damn good at it. But if you go out and you try to shoot other things, now suddenly you start noticing the sunset or the sunrise or wind or wind noise. I mean, you guys got a lot of that in Nebraska. Or whatever it is, and just different things. And how do I mitigate this? How do I get around this? What do I do? Can I change something on my camera so that when something is fast, I can catch it, or when something is slow, I can catch it, or just indoor versus outdoor, or echo, or there's so many different variables. So when people are out there sharing their experience, it's a good thing to take note if you're trying to get into this.
Well, and for me, a big reason why I'm starting the other channel too is like, I'm kind of a nerd. I like that creative process of videoing, and people watching gun videos don't give a damn about that stuff for the most part. Like I spent my two videos I'm the most proud of. Like I did some really cinematic stuff and intros and everything. It's my gun free zone video, and then I did intros, but they don't care about that. In fact, you get comments like, why are you putting all this stuff? Like, they literally just want you to see, okay, this is the gun we got. We're going to do this. We're going to go shoot it. Let's come back. And like, to me, that stuff, it gets boring and monotonous, but those are the videos that get you the views. So I'm going to do a channel more geared towards creative people who really like to get into that kind of stuff, so I can satisfy my own personal need for something creative. And then for people who won't, like, just shoot the damn Taurus already.
Well, I'm sure we've all gotten comments about, well, I had one where I was shooting a gun that I'd never shot before, and somebody made some sort of comment about how it's irrelevant to know anything about the gun. What do you mean how it's irrelevant to know anything about? Dude, this is a piece of history I'm shooting. I might want to know something about it.
Yeah.
Some people will appreciate, what you go through. Some people that notice the things that you had to go through to make the video, and some of those things just slide right past some people, and they could care less.
Well, yeah, it's just the stuff that interests me. Like I really love guns and everything, so I'll just keep doing those videos like that, and I'll keep getting the views. But the stuff that's really creative, like I'm interested in making like more like short form, like short films, that kind of stuff, and that really has no place on a gun channel. I tried to merge the two too much, and
Well, I mean,
just to make it interesting and make it fun.
If you did something at Thunder on the Prairie where we all were like acting, I've done a little acting. I mean, come on, we're all YouTubers. We're all kind of like half-ass semi-professionals. But I mean, no, you could do something and integrate guns into it, but it might take some work. Or you could go to like a rally, right, and film it, and then do like a documentary kind of docudrama. I don't know, something, but they're different.
We're gonna do something for Thunder on the Prairie. Travis and I went out to Nebraska Shooters tonight and walked the range and planned out everything, and then came back. So I'll do something. But I'm also gonna be in service as an if I could fucking talk. I'm gonna be serving as an RSO most of the day too. So it's not like I can just drop it because for insurance purposes they needed RSOs, so we got certified. So I can't just drop everything and not do that and then go film stuff. So I'll have to. It'll be a balance.
You know, I've noticed too with my unboxing videos, sometimes I get a lot of people that a lot of positive feedback and stuff like that. They want to see you open it. And the reason I do it is to show you, hey, this is how long it took to get from the company. This is the condition the box came in. This is how they packaged it. And then if I have to return anything, this is my experience returning it. And people don't want to watch that. They just want to see that you got cool stuff, or they want to, you know, ask questions about stuff you got. And I'm kind of like, that's not the whole point of it. So I can see how somebody who on our side of the glass sees it through one set of eyes and the audience sees it through a different set of eyes. And it's like trying to reach the audience and get, you know, what the point is behind the video, right? Versus analytics. I mean, like all of you know exactly what to do to get analytics, but if that doesn't make you happy, it's tough. It's tough.
You know, there's some people that want to see that though. I mean, I've had people say, you know, why didn't you show us what was in the box and everything? And then some of them say, you know, why the hell you bother showing me what's in the box? I don't give a shit what's in the box. So yeah. I just do them like I think I want to do them. And if people want to watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't.
Yep. One thing you learn when you start doing videos too is like, I don't know about you guys, but you find yourself buying stuff like, just like, would I really have bought that if I wasn't? I mean, yeah, the answer is usually yes, but like I have a year's worth of crap sitting there that I've not done videos on because I kind of lost interest in videos. I could film a year to a year and a half worth of videos, releasing one a week, not have to spend a dime, and I'll probably still do that. But like it gets like, okay, what, this is pretty cool. That's a decent price on Amazon. I can make a video on that. And then you find yourself buying something like, well, I can't open that yet because I want to do an unboxing on it. But God, I'd like to use it.
I've got something I got in 2019 unopened downstairs and with all my other shit. So I made a video on it.
One of the dumbest things I do is I like to do some of my videos kind of, I guess you'd say in character, where I've got a certain hat or a certain costume or whatever. I don't need to do that. It's totally unnecessary. But I've got things that I bought that I thought, okay, I'm going to do a video on this, but I still need to get the Josie Wales coat. I want one of those coats. I found a guy that makes the coat. It's very expensive. So I thought maybe I'll just make my own, and I haven't got around to it yet. I got all kind of shit stacked up. Same thing. I could go probably another year without having to buy something. But then on occasion, something pops up and I'm like, I can't let that get past me. I got to buy it, so yeah. I can do a video on it, or I just wanted it anyways.
Well, and I did stuff like I learned how to film myself arguing with myself and edit it together. And for the creative part, it's fun to do, but it takes a lot of time to do it. And it's kind of fun, but it's like it makes making the video take a lot longer.
Oh, well, I know. I did.
I'm gonna bail out, and if you're still going, I'll come back.
All right, G23.
Okay.
Later.
What were you saying, small caliber arms review?
I did a video where I compared the Ruger Wrangler with one of the Heritage revolvers, and I did 2 parts in that one.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
And you talk about hard to get that dialogue to match up, where I'm talking to myself and then answering myself and all the timing and everything. And like you said, the editing and the amount of time it takes to film it. I mean, there were tons of costume changes and shit I just didn't need to do, but I thought it was fun. I liked doing it, and there were people that liked it, and some of them were just like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you make it fun, you're gonna keep. I got to the point where doing videos became like I need to do a video, but I don't want to do a video. I'm like, why am I doing this? So I most of the last year I haven't really done much, but I'm ready to get back into it. So
I shot a video today because of comment you made. It was kind of like a suggestion, a couple other people. So I did try the Dr. Pepper with the Mountain Dew with the rum.
With the rum?
Yeah, not so much. Not so much. But I still made a video out of it.
What kind of rum did you use?
I used Bacardi. I used clear, just unspiced rum. But then I did the Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream, and I put spice rum in that. Oh, that was
Yeah. See, if I drink rum, I do have Bacardi around, but I pretty much drink Morgan Private Stock at home because if you're gonna drink it, drink the goods. My two staples at home are Maker's Mark if I'm gonna drink bourbon or whiskey or whatever you want to call it, and then the Morgan Private Stock, and those are my main two because they're my favorites.
There was something you said I should try with Gentleman Jack. I can't remember what it was, but I got a bottle unopened downstairs. It's been there for like 4 months. I can't remember.
It would have been me with Gentleman Jack.
Was it you? Oh, see, then I'm getting you mixed up with somebody. Somebody told me. So now I got to go back through the comments.
And when I make Mexican food, this pro tip for everybody: if you like that, I like daiquiris. I don't give. It's a girly drink. I don't give a shit. I like them. Strawberry daiquiris, right? Old Orchard makes a frozen daiquiri mix, so you get it in the same freezer part as where you're going to get your frozen concentrate juice and stuff. But you put that, and I do it. It's their instructions say half of a can of rum, but it sure tastes a lot better with 3/4 of a can of rum. And then ice, and it only makes one. It makes a 32-ounce daiquiri, and then you only need one, and you make that with tacos, and it's a good night.
I think Fridays has a daiquiri mix too that they usually sell in supermarkets. So we'll do that sometime. They do taste decent, especially like summer. If you're frozen, mix it with ice, all that stuff. Bust the blender out and mix them up. Pretty good.
If I'm eating Mexican food, I want a daiquiri. I just all there is to it. It's like I don't want to grill without a beer in my hand. They just go hand in hand.
And see, that's part of the reason I started doing the cocktail videos is because I like to mess around with this sort of thing. I'm no bartender by any means, right? And some of you guys have got suggestions, and sometimes I want to try something out, or I hear about something, or I'm in Vegas and I'm at a bar and I order something that I see and I try it. And I'm like, oh, give me the recipe. I want to go home and reproduce this. But when I do a video like that and that gets somebody, if they go into my channel and they see that, oh, he does a little bit of half-ass cooking, or, oh, he does some gardening, or, oh, he, does a little bit of gun stuff, or, oh, he went to a rally. Oh, let's see what one of these evil gun rallies is or whatever. It goes back to what I was talking about earlier, is that just the way it kind of, like sometimes when you go to somebody's channel, the one video gets you to go look, and then you look at all the other stuff they do and you go, man, I am not interested in this. And you just back out. But the premise of my channel, or this channel, is gun people are regular people like everybody else. We have so many other things. It's not just always guns and Second Amendment. And I think when people see that, it kind of gives us more of a human kind of a look. We're not just these people that you've heard about. Oh, they're gun nuts, and all they care about are their guns, and they don't care about kids' lives or anything else like that. It's like, motherfucker, I have kids. Don't even tell me, and things like that. But that they see that we're regular people. We have regular problems. We have regular jobs. We have regular, we like to drink, or we like to cook, or we like to go to a hotel with a hot tub or whatever. But I think that when they see that we're their neighbors, we're their relatives, we're their coworkers, and we're not a threat. We're not a danger. We're not the bad guys. We're actually the good guys. But they had the opportunity to make the decision to learn more about it because they saw the sewing machine video, or they saw the camera video, or they saw the Bigfoot and vodka video, or whatever it was. That's us being good ambassadors, because we're just being genuine. And they're finding out, oh, these guys don't live, eat, and breathe 24/7 guns and ammunition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like on my channel, anybody who watches my channel, I don't get political. I'm more of a, really and truly, mine's not so much a 2A channel. It's a gun and gear review channel, and there's a difference because while I follow it, I don't follow it near as well as a lot of people do, and other people do it better. And other thing is, like, and this isn't against anybody, but we all kind of watch each other's shows and that kind of stuff. And sometimes it gets to be like towards the end of the week, the same topics have been talked to on 6 different shows. So I'll let people do that. But because I don't have any interest in running a show and doing it that way, I keep the political part out of mine unless it's something I really am interested in. Like I did one on gun-free zones because and that it's not to toot my own horn, but I think it's a pretty good video. But I'll talk about that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I just review the gear, and that's about it.
I have another channel that has absolutely nothing to do with guns, and if you find it, it's because you were looking for that topic anyways. And I'm not going to say what it is. I just want people to find it naturally. It has absolutely nothing to do with guns, and it's like about as far away as you can get from guns. It's not anything feminine or anything like that. It's it's useful information. The problem is I've only done a handful of videos on it, and it's so tough to do because with the gun stuff, I truly enjoy doing it. Like I'm not gun nut, walk around with them hands full of them all the time and everything, but I really enjoy the gun stuff. And I think it's because they're machines, and I really like machines. Any kind of machine, really. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, one of my favorite show. It's a wind down show. Like I watch G23 show, and I watch like everybody's shows and everything. But to be honest with you, not to play favorites, but Gary's show on Friday nights is my favorite because it's just a night to decompress. And yeah, they talk about guns and kind of stuff, but it's just kind of fun. It's not serious or anything else. And I really Gary's out there, but I'm really I look forward to his show because it's like the week's over and it's just gonna be a fun show.
Well, a lot of these shows devolve into food chats, but Tactical Fuds out there says, I like watching videos where the car rolls down a driveway and hits a neighbor's house.
Yeah. You're like, oh, damn. Oh, on the drink note, there's a spice. If you like spiced rum and you like the flavor of cream soda, there's a spiced rum out there. It's called Burnett's Rum. It doesn't matter if you mix it with Coke or Dr. Pepper. It's kind of like a Long Island iced tea effect. It just tastes like cream soda. It's a really good thing I didn't know about that stuff in high school.
Outcast, you got anything to say?
Yeah, if I can figure out how to keep a blur over my license plate, I'll put the video out.
Man, do you really want to go there with that?
I don't care because it's human, man. That's just it. I'm not some fake ass wannabe. Shit happens in life, so and usually real life's the funniest shit. So I'm fine with it. You want to see me try to wrestle a car and lose? I got no problem with that.
It's kind of funny.
Just put a smiley face over the license plate the whole way through the video.
Like
some sort of emoji.
I haven't tried it on my PC yet, so I'll try it on the PC. But I tried it on my phone, and I could like get it there, but as soon as the car took off, the blob just stayed there. So
you literally, as a YouTuber, because we all film everything, okay, your car started rolling downhill into the neighbor's house, and the first instinct you had was to pull out your phone and make a short.
That's on my security system.
Oh, okay. Because I can actually picture myself going, wait. Do that again.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't know what all happened with your car. That actually happened?
Yeah, it rolled through the street with me trying to stop it. Traffic hitting the brakes, people watching, and hit the neighbor's house.
Man, I thought your vehicles were so mechanically sound you could drive across the country, nothing ever happened to them.
Yeah, but when you don't put the e-brake on and don't have it in gear and you're on a hill and remove the wheel chucks, shit happens.
Look, I was hoping that when you made that community post saying, how could so many bad things happen to one person in one day or whatever it was, that you were like hinting that maybe you were going to buy a brand new car, even a Honda. Maybe I could see you in a Ridgeline or something.
Probably get a different truck soon, shortly. It's getting to that point, but nah. I mean, actually, I might dump this car because every other time I'm at the gas station, people want to buy it. The car you hate. So I might actually just sell it and pick up something different because honestly, the car brings me a lot of heat. I get really.
How about
cops follow me across town all the time? It's a pain in the ass.
How about that new electric Mustang? Huh? That would be a good ride for you.
Oh, yeah, are you kidding me? An electric Mustang? Like, they should be shot. I'm sorry. As soon as they, no, it's not a joke. They're real.
Like Squib, that's definitely a joke.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Like my Civic beat the shit out of the 4-cylinder Mustangs with no problem. They're 4-cylinder turbos, and this is a little damn Civic, man. Like I don't know what the hell they've done with cars lately. You know, they say, oh, downsize, we can get the performance. You know, they changed the compression ratios. Now everything's turboed, which, you know, adds more to your insurance. Doesn't matter if the turbo is just to get you over the damn hill. You're still paying more for the turbo on it in New York State.
Hey, if you're gonna sell your Civic,
Yeah,
you can double the resale value, put some slicks on the front, and a big ass wing on the back. And you'll double the value.
It's not like that. That's why people like it, because it's not one of them racer mobiles. So, you know, it's pretty clean. And so I think that's why I get a lot of compliments. It might have been a show car at one time. When I looked into the whole paint aspect, they were like, there's no orange peel on this. This has been taken so far. A lot of people didn't want to touch it. So it's
Are you going to get dinged for conspiracies twice, dude?
I don't know, man. Damn, just because your reality isn't the reality, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Burnaby Sanchez says Rob would look great in a Prius.
I would drive one, but I ain't buying a Prius. Yeah, that's just it. I don't care what you guys think personally. That's why I'll drive classics old cars. I don't give a shit. I'm not here to impress anybody. I already got a hot chick. What the hell do I care?
Dude, I don't buy new cars. My car now is a 2014. It's only got 87,000 miles on it.
I don't care if you buy it new or used. I mean, I'm encouraging you to buy it new just because it, you know, fills my wallet, but I don't care. But I'm going to go get that third drink, and then when I'm done with that, we'll end the show.
See, it won't fill his wallet, though, because he works with companies that work with Chevy stuff. So if I buy a new car, it's going to be a Ford. Because I don't care what people say. I want one of those new Ford Mavericks because 40 miles a gallon, I'm all in. And I'm a city boy driver, so I don't. A, I can't afford a brand new truck, and B, I have no use for it. I want something I can haul furniture around and do furniture projects.
While he's going to get a drink, I'm going to get one too.
In my complaint, I don't think it's worth the money, the newer vehicles. So, as somebody that's worked on my vehicle since I've had one, if you want a vehicle, you better learn how to fix it because you're too poor to take it to the shop.
Well, I grew up building cars, so I enjoy not having to do that. But, dude, if I get a Ford Maverick, which a lot of people hate them because they're ugly. I like ugly cars, but for $21,000, I can get a brand new car. They call it a truck, but let's be honest, it's front wheel drive. It's not a truck. But anyway, for $21,000, brand new, full warranty, and 40 miles a gallon. Like I can't even buy a decent used truck for that. It's full size, so that's why I'm looking at those. And it's gonna be bare bones. It's gonna have rubber floor and everything else. I don't need all the fancy stuff. The only thing I might splurge for is it doesn't come standard with cruise control, and I kind of like to have that on the interstate.
Yeah. Believe it or not, my old Honda, the stick has cruise control. A lot of people find that amazing. So I guess there apparently isn't too many standards with cruise control, supposedly, so I'm told. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual.
I don't really use it. I've done like going to Florida and stuff. Damn near got me killed because everybody, you know, anytime, where are we? Georgia, South Carolina. Everybody's doing 75. We're all cruising. Everything's good. A car's on the side of the road, and people lock their brakes up like somebody's baby just fell out into the road. Like nonstop. Go stop down that damn highway. Like it is ridiculous. Those people there, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like here, there could be a baby in the road, and people ain't stopping. They're just gonna swerve around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's total different driving, but yeah, no cruise control on that aspect. But yeah, I rarely use it, but you know, it's cool that it's there and it works.
I'm gonna have to do something fairly soon. I got a couple years, but my daughter, she'll be driving pretty soon, so I'm gonna have to have a different vehicle.
I recommend getting kids a cheap car. Well, actually, I recommend letting kids buy their own goddamn car.
Well, she ain't getting it for free. You have to buy it. We don't, but I figure by that time it's going to have about 100,000 miles on it. The resale value is not going to be great, and I'm the second owner on it. I know how it's taken care of, and it's going to be, and it's all-wheel drive. It'll be a good car for her in Nebraska. And it's a full-size car, and it's safe. It's a Chrysler 300 all-wheel drive.
So she gonna make payments to you, or you're just giving it to her?
God, no. Nobody in my family gets a free car. If she gets a free car, it's going to be from her mom, not me.
So I see that I respect. All this free handout shit. That's how they end up with a bunch of
I'm
pussy.
gonna go
Title.
give my kid something for free just because of that.
My stepson, when he turned 16, we gave him up to $1 amount that we would spend. The rest is up on him, and we'll do the same thing for her because she turns she turns old enough to get a job here pretty soon, like just after a school job, and she's gonna save up, and she's gonna have to pay for her gas. She's gonna have to pay, again, less her mom. That's a different story, but she's gonna have to pay for her gas, and she's gonna have to pay for her car insurance, just like I did, just like her brother did.
That's another biggie is insurance. People are like, oh, but they need to help this and that. Da 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 da. Yeah, it's all fun and games until your bill starts getting jacked up because of stupid shit they didn't want to tell you about. Let them pay for their own shit, their own responsibilities. That's how they value shit. That's how they actually budget through life, and they don't just call mom and dad for a handout every other week.
Yeah, I've had a job of some sort since I was 12 years old. I'm kind of looking forward to when I can not have a job.
When is that, by the way? Because I'd like to know for
When I'm
myself.
dead, probably.
Yeah.
When my
You know,
retirement plan kicks in and I hit the winning lottery ticket.
I always thought that if I died at work, they'd be responsible for paying for the funeral, but that's just in my mind. I don't know.
If you're working for DOD, sure.
Can I take a minute to plug something to the 11 people apparently that are watching?
As long as you don't like go overboard. Like, is this a company that's paying for your posh lifestyle, or
No, I just Thunder on the Prairie is coming up June 3rd and 4th. There are still spots if anybody was willing to come to Nebraska. I think there might be one, maybe two spots left in the bunkhouse. So it's a pretty inexpensive place to come. We have ammo taken care of for the first half of the day. You got to bring your own ammo for the rest of it because Travis and I have funded this. If it's not sponsored, it's out of our own pockets. But it's going to be a fun event. Second year for the event. It's a 2-day event this year. Just at a range called Nebraska Shooters, about 15 miles south of Lincoln. But it's coming up, so I just wanted to put it out there in case anybody has last-minute aspirations of coming and hanging out with some, being able to shoot videos and that kind of stuff and just have a fun time.
so if I can extrapolate or elaborate or some other 8 on that. So if you've been on YouTube for a while, or you're thinking about getting into it, or you just started out, this is a good place for you to go to.
Yeah.
You get to meet other YouTubers. You get to compare notes. You can film videos. We learned some lessons last year. Some things that went well, some things that could have gone better. A second day definitely resolved some of those issues as far as filming versus just being there to do things. You're not obligated to do anything.
No.
It is south of town, but everything you need is in town. So it's not like you're out in the middle of nowhere and it's 3 hours to the nearest Walmart or anything else like that. If you're kind of new to YouTube and you're a little bit nervous, don't be afraid. We don't bite. You actually get an opportunity to maybe shoot some guns that you haven't shot before, use some ammunition that you might not have seen available at a store before, and just more or less just have a good time. It's not something that you have to be a member of a club or have so many subscribers or anything else for. You have to go online and register for it, and you have to pay with a credit card. I know that means you're outcast, but whatever. But other than that, that's really about it. And if somebody was thinking about, I'd like to do some YouTube videos, or I've got some cool guns and I'd like to share them or whatever, it's a place where you can do that sort of thing. You don't even have to bring any guns. You could show up with no guns or whatnot. We're all going to be like, here, shoot this, here, shoot that. But it's just something that's kind of centrally located, so you don't necessarily have to be on the East Coast or on the West Coast. And it's just a bunch of just regular people just doing their thing, but we're also YouTubers too. So it's at a real like Firearms Academy. So
Yep.
this is a real range with real range safety officers, and they have a plan if somebody gets hurt. Not that we anticipate that, but I mean it's not like we're all in the back of Cooter's farm just shooting and everybody's cousins, or it's nothing like that. So it's actually something I would encourage somebody to go to because it's not hard to get to. It really isn't.
No, and here's the thing. So it's a two-day event. Last year we did one, and it was a little hard, but you don't have to have a gun channel to come to this. You can come just because you want to come, but just with the understanding we've been saying, there's going to be people filming, so there's going to be so the first day up until noon, we're having a top shot shooting contest with 8 different stages. The ammo and the guns are all provided for that. Whoever wins there's going to be some pretty nice prizes because we got some factory stuff. After that, it's going to be a fun shoot for the rest of the day. And then the next day is when you're going to have spots you can sign up to do dedicated filming so the public won't be out there. And Travis and I are providing breakfast and lunch both days. Dinner, some people may go as a group to a restaurant. We're trying to figure that out, but you're not obligated to, but that's on your own. If you're going to come, it is out kind of in the middle of nowhere. So if you're not staying in a hotel, if you're staying at the bunkhouse, we're going to put out an email on this, but they have a kitchenette. There's showers up there, that kind of stuff. But the closest convenience store is about 15 miles away. So you want to bring snacks and stuff for the evening. But yeah, just going to be a good time. We talked about tonight when we were on the way back from walking the range, we probably will, like Saturday night, try to get a reservation someplace. So anybody who chooses to go into Lincoln and wants to have a meal can, but otherwise there's grills there and you can hang out and do whatever you want to. Sorry, go ahead.
What is this and where is this?
So this is an event called Thunder on the Prairie that we started last year. Like it started like a couple of us went out to dinner and like, hey, let's do a range day because we can't all afford to go to IV 88, that kind of stuff. So we did it.
We're not important enough to be invited.
Nebraska, which is about 15 miles south of Lincoln. It's at a place called Nebraska Shooters. If you want to register for it, you go to Nebraska Shooters. You can sign up for it. We do have it password protected. Password is Thunder 20 or Thunder 23. The only reason it's password protected, it helps the range separate that from the regular event so people don't think they're signing up for a class. So once you type that code in, you can register. It's $25 a day per person is the only charge for it. I have to check if there are any spots left in the bunkhouse. They're not a hotel. They can't like charge for it. So it's a free will donation. Biggest thing, they want you to help, strip the bed and put the sheets by the laundry when you're done and keep it clean. Because they have a pool table, foosball table, a kitchenette, showers. It's heated. It's air conditioned.
And where is it at?
Firth, Nebraska. It's south of Lincoln. It is due south of Lincoln off of 77. So on the west side of Lincoln would be 77, and it runs south. And then Firth is one of the small towns there. It's out in the cornfields and whatnot, but it's not far from civilization.
I didn't hear what he asked because I shut my volume down by accident. What was that?
How far is it from Beatrice?
Oh,
not far at all.
30 miles, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I worked there a few years ago. Hell, I was there for, I think, about 8 or 9 months. So,
yeah,
I probably
it's
right
on the same highway. It's Firth is, it's probably about maybe not even 30 miles from Beatrice. But like it's a legit academy. Like they hold classes all sorts of until this year. This was the first year in about 8 years they haven't had Mag 40 with Masada Ayub. They have Norm Hood come out. I mean, it's a legit academy. I found out about it by accident a couple of years ago, and I really had a lot of fun out there.
I'm glad you said that it wasn't just for YouTubers. I kind of thought it was mostly a YouTuber event, but
it kind of is. But we're not going to. If someone wants to come, it's just understanding. It's just not going to be just a full-time fun shoot, and there's rules. And the second day specifically is there's going to be times when only one person's allowed to film and shoot on one. There's going to be like 3 different ranges, so one person can be filming on this range, one person can be filming over here. But the second day, like. The first day is just more of a fun shoot for everybody, and we've got sponsors. We got Meat Ammunition gave us a couple thousand rounds of ammo, both to use for the contest and for people to test out. They're going to have 2 reps there. They're from Nebraska as well. VersaCarry is signed on board again this year, so there's gifts for the gifts are only for the people who have channels because they're being nice to us. We can't ask it for everybody. We have Blackout Coffee as a sponsor. We have Cleanse Oil. I'm probably forgetting Monstrum Tactical. They've sent some stuff for giveaways.
Bear Creek Arsenal.
Bear Creek, we're up. I don't know if they're sending something yet. Travis is having a hard time
Okay.
getting a hold of it.
Travis P11 is
Yeah, sorry.
bringing up a Bear Creek Arsenal.
Travis P11's he and I host this, and he's the biggest channel gaming. He's got 50,000 subscribers, so he's the biggest channel that's going to be there.
So
you couldn't get Hornady to donate some ammo. I mean, they're just right up the
So
road.
we didn't really ask because the neat thing about Mead, we're going to put a video about it, is so Greg Mead, who started Mead Industries back in the day, was an engineer, worked for Hornady. He had his hand in developing like their critical defense ammo. Mead Industries makes presses for all the big guys. Their client list is like Federal, Aguila. I mean, you go to their website and you look at their client list. It's like a who's who in the firearms, like ammunition industry. So they start out making presses for them. They have clients worldwide, and they're in Wood River, Nebraska. I grew up 30 miles from there, and I never knew they existed. So we discovered them, and now in the last couple of years, especially during COVID, they started making their own ammunition, and they're starting to help out with industry events and that sort of thing. And they've donated last year. They gave us some frangible 9mm for shooting steel. We have that. They've given us some 5.56 and 2.23 this year. Like, it's starting to be pretty cool.
Is there anybody that makes any 44 rimfire?
They specialize mostly in 30 caliber variants, and I'm excited. I have some. I got to test it next week. They came out with a 77 grain, both 2.23 or 5.56 match grade ammo. That there's a test out there. They've at 100 yards, people are getting 0.4 MOA, and it's a boat tail hollow point too. So we're going to shoot some watermelons out there because we don't have the budget for ballistic gel.
Now, you're not going to see any 44 Henry from them. However, I hope to talk to their reps about maybe if they're interested in making M80 ball. But yeah, the Mead Industries or Mead Ammunition is kind of one of those companies that not a lot of people have heard of. I didn't hear of them till last year, and they've already expanded their product line. So it's kind of interesting that, I mean, this is another ammo supplier that's going to be available to people. So that's a good thing, I think. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised that Hornady didn't get involved, but you're still supporting a local industry, and it's just something to kind of, it works hand in hand. You get some ammo to try out, some people get some ammo to try out, and they get some exposure so that people can find out who they are, because they're kind of an unknown at this point.
Yeah. I mean, their main business is still making like multi-$1,000 presses for big companies. But what they told us is basically during COVID, a lot of the ammo manufacturers' budgets got cut, so they weren't purchasing presses. So they wanted to keep their employees employed, so they started manufacturing ammunition. And now their goal is to become where they compete with the big boys for ammo, because they're realizing it's fun to do and it's a good industry.
If I had the ability to make the machines to make ammo cases, I would. I mean, if I only had to punch out one at a time, and just a couple hundred a day or something like that, I would love to make some of those old obsolete calibers like that, like 44 rimfire and 32 rimfire, 25 rimfire, because there's so many guns out there that I found a Frank Wesson rifle a couple weeks ago, and I actually went and looked at it again yesterday, and it's 44 rimfire, and I thought, man, I would love to have this gun. It is in great shape, but I can't shoot it. I got no ammo for it.
Yeah, I want somebody to go back to making 5.77 450, but the two companies that were stopped doing it. So yeah, it kind of sucks. And there's a niche market for that, where you can get the reloading dies, you can get the brass, but you got to do a lot of stuff yourself, and it kind of sucks. And I think some people don't appreciate that because these are obsolete cartridges. But when you shoot one of these older guns, this piece of history, you kind of get a connection to it. I don't think Mead is the company that would be the one to do that sort of thing. But I think at some point there could be somebody that would step up and fill that role.
That was
They-
me company that used to make the Trapper Keepers.
No,
You know what I'm
Oh
talking
my goodness! Oh my!
I know what you're
oh.
talking about.
All right.
Rule number 26: no dad jokes.
I'm serious. I was just asking.
Now, they may be doing some 30-30, which I'm excited because I'm down to about 300 rounds of that stuff. Which to a lot of hunters, that's a lot of ammo, but that's my favorite rifle to shoot, and it's damned expensive to shoot.
Yeah, the thing I like about Thunder on the Prairie isn't just the fact that it's centrally located and you give 12 months notice before the event happens. It's that you just don't need credentials to be there. You don't have to be somebody or be a member of this or any of this stuff. You can just go there, and I think it's a good opportunity for somebody. I mean, yeah, you're right. You don't have to be a YouTuber, but if you wanted to get in, if you want to do what we do, and you're like, I've never gone to one of these events, I've never gone to one of these conventions, I've never gone to one of these shows, one of these rallies, this is one of those entry level kind of things, I think, because it's kind of a friendly environment.
When
It's
did
not.
you say it was?
It's June 3rd and 4th.
First weekend of June.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not something like SHOT Show or ANRAM. We're going to go meet a bunch of industry people. It's kind of a mixture of good old boys who just want to get together and meet each other and shoot guns and have fun, and people who have gun channels and want to talk with like-minded people. And those of us who can't get to the big shows, that kind of stuff.
And it's kind of nice too that you do have regional shows as well. I mean, New York Outcast is a big proponent, or he brings to let people know about Rod of Iron Freedom Festival that's up in that part of the country in October, and some people have never heard of it or whatnot, and they might not be in a position to travel, or in the summer they might be compromised or something, but in October they're good and they can go to that. Now that's not the same as Thunder on the Prairie. Some of these things are all different things, but you get a little of this with it, a little bit of that. And so whether you do SHOT Show or NRAM or Thunder on the Prairie or Rod of Iron or Trigger Con, or you're invited to 88 shoot, or Big Sandy, the machine gun shoot, or there's so many different things that go on. And whether it's close to you or whether it's centrally located, I mean, people talk about the Wanamaker Gun Show twice a year. That's in the middle of the country. Things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be something where you spend a lot of money, but there are a lot of opportunities for somebody to get out there and get to know people, get to ask questions, get to learn things.
Yeah, and some of us are going. We're bringing our families. My kid's going to be there, and there's some other kids going to be there too, and it's kind of family oriented. It's just a fun time. We're going to get a lot more water this year than we did soda last year, so we don't all get dehydrated. I was trying not to come across cheap last year, and I bought like 4 cases of soda, and we ran out of water, and I should have bought twice the amount of water.
And it's kind of funny too, because the day started out with rain, so you think we wouldn't be drinking water, but then it warmed up. But overall, the weather I thought was good, and it's just kind of funny. Everybody's giving Travis a hard time about the rain, and it was kind of fun. We used that downtime where we couldn't use the range to do our safety brief, and it all worked out. It really did.
To Ozzy's comment out there, Ozzy, come on down. You're more than welcome.
You seem like pretty nice buying people sodas and water and shit. If I was hosting the event, I'd tell you bring your own shit.
Well, we'll do the same thing we're doing this year, same thing as last year. So it's donuts in the morning. I'm going to bring some fruit though and some healthier stuff, just because a couple people come and have diabetes. I don't know what all they can have. If you have special needs or you're vegan, you're on your own, because I don't special needs.
Nobody does that vegan shit.
Vegan,
no.
Do I look vegan?
No.
But we're doing a battle of the donuts, because we got our 2 favorite donut places. So we're gonna do one donut place the first morning, and the second donut, and we're gonna have a vote who likes the best. They'll become the official donut supplier of Thunder on Prairie next year.
Now
that's breakfast, and then we're just doing It's the weekend after Memorial Day, so if I'm being real honest, like we can buy the stuff cheap. We're grilling hot dogs and grilling burgers and having potato salad and chips and that kind of stuff for lunch, and you're on your own for dinner because we can't afford to take everybody out to the restaurant.
Now, as far as the donuts, they're being served with the with what did
Oh,
blackout,
yeah, we have
yeah.
we have a coffee sponsor, Blackout Coffee. They have sent us a ton of coffee, and there's also coffee going in people's swag bags.
Nice.
And I got 30 sets of rings from Monstrum, so people are going to go with scope rings from Monstrum. We've got 4 optics to give away, 5 optics to give away. We got some stuff. So we try to make it worth people's while because we understand while it's not that expensive it's not that expensive because you're not having to pay for hotels for the most part, but still people are out putting money in their time to come, so we want to make it worth their while.
And you're
But
gonna see
I work full-time retail sales and Travis is a teacher, so our budget isn't like
middle class kind of.
yeah. If you're coming expecting ribeyes for lunch, you're kind of shit out of luck.
What?
That's
Oh,
where
man.
people bring their own shit, you know. So
Man, I'm out of here. No.
people like steak, you know.
You will get to see me shoot 2 different 22s. Yeah. Maybe I should make videos.
On the filming
I'm not a 22 guy. I'm not. But
dude, they're fun.
He's
on the filming end of it, I'll say this is so we're going to bring guns and everybody's going to bring guns, and so if you are a content creator, there's going to be stuff you probably don't have, and then when you don't have to go buy it, you get to film and use these guns for reviews and that sort of thing. So it also helps you get content for your channel.
Yeah, somebody on this panel used a Jedi mind trick on me, and I bought a box of shorts.
Shorts out of all the rounds out there, shorts are just fun. That's all they are. I mean, they're not good for, small game hunting, sure, but they are just pure fun.
Oh, and don't forget the last part of the shooting contest. We're going bowling with a 12 gauge.
Oh wait, is that what Travis's new?
I'm gonna have my partner pump out there for anyone that wants to do a tactical, pump action. But Travis is bringing his A300 Patrol.
So we're gonna have a couple options. I think I'd want the pump action,
dude. It's a cheap. It's an H&R partner, 18-inch security. Bought it for $143 at Walmart 3 years ago, and I've done some customization for it. But it's a tank. It's heavy, so you'll have a couple choices of shotguns. But yeah, they literally have bowling pins that have been retired from a bowling alley. And you get 2 shots to clear. And every stage has points. And at the end of the shooting contest, the top 3 people win prizes. And then we're going to have raffles for the other prizes too, because it's not fair that just because you're the best shot, you don't get to win something.
What's the rounds?
We're just going to use bird shot.
Okay.
12 gauge bird shot. You're shooting a stack of 10 bowling pins from like 10 yards. If you can't knock a good amount of them down with 2 shots, you're doing something wrong.
I just think a buckshot would probably work a little better.
Oh, yeah,
a little bit around there.
That's true.
You know what I'll do? I'll go up there and just hit him with the butt of the shotgun.
Well, the top prize that Travis is actually donating I think it's a 16-inch Bear Creek 5.56 upper. So there's some decent prizes you can win.
Yeah, DJ Playnice got the 450 upper last year. I was like, man, I was holding off. I was like, man, I might win it.
He got that, and he won an optic too.
Yeah, I know. It's just DJ good luck. And so I came home and I bought a 450 upper of my own. But I because my buddies were like, are you going to get that for? I don't know. I'm waiting. I might win. And it's like, I didn't even, I think I was like the worst shot on that one all together. It's like, mine was like over the next county. And yeah, his was pretty close to center. So yeah, he earned that one. That's for sure. Because everybody was like, you won. And he's like, I did. I won what? And I was like, dude, you just won upper receiver.
Yeah, we don't have any like obscure guns to do the shooting because because he won that shooting a life card last year. So we got to find something obscure and hard to shoot if we can to one of the shooting ones.
Zip gun.
What's that?
Make a little zip gun. You guys are on private property, right? You can build your own gun.
Well, it's a licensed firearms academy too, so he has to go by his insurance stuff.
Mm.
Last year we were trying to get someone to bring an Altor, but whoever was going to supply it forgot to send it along with one of the people coming. So Gary stepped in and let us use his life card. That was fun. That's a hard gun to shoot.
Yeah, that thing was, oh my goodness. You'd be better off throwing a rock at the target. I mean, had the gutter sights, but I mean, those were some gutter sights. And I get it. The whole point of this thing is it's the size of a credit card. It really, I know when I say that word outcast, you're like, but it's the size of a credit card, and the sights are just as narrow. If you turn a credit card, wait, I always keep one handy. So if you went like this, right, that's how big the sights are. So. Hey, you never know when I might want to buy something.
It's thicker than a credit card, though. It's more like the size of a Ridge wallet.
Okay, all right. Well, here. We'll put multiple credit cards together.
There you go.
Right,
that's like about the thick as it
It
goes.
was three credit cards thick, but still. And I got to have these ready just in case I'm on a live show with Outcast. And so saying people shouldn't spend their money, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I must go out and spend money, just like this is I must buy 22 short. I don't know what it is about you guys. I just don't know.
Man, I haven't shot 22 short since I was a kid.
Well, we're going to run it through the barkeep, so
yeah,
somebody's going to come over and go, "Is that a cap gun?"
I just
I've not
discovered
shot
that
one of
it
those.
was yesterday or the day before. I just discovered that Beretta actually made a semi-auto 22 that was chambered in 22 short only.
Really?
Now I have got to find me one of those.
How long ago was it? Like in the 30s?
Maybe 40s or 50s. I'm not sure. I just seen one picture of it, and it was just a brief description, and I don't know what the model is, but I need to look that up because once I seen it, I thought I gotta have it.
Yeah. There's a couple. For a while, the longest time, there wasn't too many guns I was too excited about spending money on because I pretty much bought what I wanted in the last few years. Like, not that I never want another gun, but now it's to the point where I'm not just buying guns to buy guns. It's got to be something I want, right? So, but 2 came out. It's not released yet, but I'm an HK guy, and they have that new micro compact carry gun coming out that's fully ambi. I'm interested in that, and I'm still, a lot of people aren't, but I'm really interested in that Henry Homesteader.
Oh, the pistol caliber carbine?
Yeah, it'll be very similar to the Ruger PC carbine that I had, but with the wood furniture, like, I don't know, I kind of like FUD guns. Like I like shooting my 30-30 even more than my ARs, and I like shooting my ARs. But if it's got wood furniture, it's got a special place in my heart. But I'm not a milsurp guy yet.
Oh, one day we will turn you to the dark side, and then there's no turning back.
I don't know, man. I'm gone down the rabbit hole with camera equipment now, so I gotta adjust.
Yeah, that's true. That stuff's gonna
There's
but
a
I'm
lens I
telling you,
really want.
You get that first Mauser. You get that first Mauser rifle and be like, where has this been all my life?
Well,
Santee run me down a rabbit hole.
What's that?
Santee has run me down a rabbit hole with this Old West stuff. The cowboy guns, I love them.
Yeah, because there's some history behind some of the stuff. It really brings it out where it means a little bit more when you shoot it. Now, with the camera stuff, would you ever consider getting an antique camera just for the challenge?
There's a couple. So back in the day when I was working for graphic artists, like the agency I worked for and what I went to college with, I had a Minolta X700, which was like a really good 35 millimeter camera back then. And I sold it, and I want another one just for nostalgia purposes. And it's still really good film camera. Film cameras are expensive because film's expensive, but I want one of those. And yeah, I like to, just for a collection, I like to collect like antique cameras just to kind of have neat stuff to play around with. But I'm more like there's a lens. There's one single lens that I really, really want, but it's $1,400. I'm like, ugh. Because one thing I don't really have in my collection is a really good wide angle lens.
I had a Pentax K1000. It's actually a Pentax K1000 clone sold by Sears, but it was the exact same camera, and I still have it, and I love that camera because everything on it was completely manual. I can't do any videos with it, but
yeah, this was at the time like this. You're talking back in the '90s when I went to college for graphic arts, right? Like I was taught hand layup, like waxing things and sticking them together as layup because we didn't have computerized layup. I was taught hand airbrush. Like the agency I worked for, I did all their photography, all their illustration, all their layup, all that kind of stuff. That camera, I really didn't know how good that camera was back then because back then everybody wanted it was the Canon AE1 or the Nikon N90. Those were the top of the line. But the Minolta I had that I thought I was settled for turned out it was a better camera than those.
Yeah, there's something to be said about some of the older things. And, that's another thing we can do with YouTube is on video, we can preserve some of these things. They might not exist again. It's one of the things I like to do with the Milsurps or with when I ever get an opportunity to shoot one of the original guns that I get reproductions of is this is a piece of history and this is a record of it. And yeah, this is something coming out onto the camera that should be in a museum or is coming out of somebody's personal collection or something like that. But this is preserved for the future. That's why I try to back up all my videos. If they ever take me down, somebody in my family, at least have them that I don't know that they'll want to sit and listen to this. But then again, if they're driving all the way out to Lincoln, this will kill 3 hours of your drive. So
yeah.
I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up since we are past the 3 hour mark and this thing's almost out. So for those who don't know, I did a Cocktails with Squib video today after Rick's Life as I See It. And I made 3 drinks. And it was inspired by people who commented on 2 soft drink review videos I did on 2 of my different channels. And then some interaction with the audience in the live chat on Rick's show. And so I made 3 drinks. I filmed it all. I have not downloaded it. I have to edit it. Hopefully I can splice it together. It's nothing spectacular like any of my other videos, but I had a lot of fun. And even though I'm not a rum guy, I found out spiced rum goes really good with Dr. Pepper. So thanks, guys. I said that I'll do this while I've got because I made the drinks. I took a couple sips off of them, and then I threw them in the fridge. So what am I going to do with them? Well, I'll drink them while I do the live show. So I'm getting near the end of the 3rd drink. So I think it's getting to be time to wrap it up. I guess this is where I go around the room and ask people if they have anything to plug or anything they want to mention or if I should put any links out. But before I do that, I guess because I'm not really a host. I play one on YouTube. All I do is just imitate you guys. Let's see. As far as the live chat out there, Ozzy was asking for a link to your channel, Small Caliber Arms Review, so I put it out there. Ozzy does leather work too, so I misunderstood. I thought he wanted a link to to join the panel. He just wanted to check out your videos. G23 said maybe next year he'll make it out to Thunder on the Prairie. It's not in the cards this year. Hey, G23, I get that. I made commitments to go to some of the things I've gone to this year because I started saving money last year. When I went to at the Antique Arms Show in Las Vegas in January, I had never gone to that before, but I started saving up for it last year when I had the job that paid a lot more money. So I was able to go to that just because I put the money aside. And you know what? For some YouTubers, because this is a business, they go to everything, but their sponsors are paying for them. For the rest of us, we got to do this out of our own pocket. Nobody's expecting you to show up, but if you make that a goal and you save up for it, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think you'll really like it if you're able to. I mean, that's a long drive for you, but it's a long drive for me too. So, or you could fly in, but I mean, is there a lot of air traffic in Lincoln?
Yeah, this is where they practice the mid-air refueling for Air Force One, man.
You can land in any field.
So
you can land in any field, probably right next to the range.
Shit.
No, more flights going out of Omaha, but yeah, Lincoln, Nebraska is actually where Air Force One practices their refueling. There's a military, I think it's Air Force here.
So would somebody be better off trying to find a nonstop into Omaha than Lincoln, or?
I think the flights are cheaper in Omaha, but then you got to rent a car I mean, you're gonna have to rent a car anyway if you fly, but otherwise, because then Omaha is like 50 miles away. Whereas Lincoln, sometimes the flights aren't quite as cheap, but you got less driving to do.
Small Caliber Arms Review. I see you nodding your head there. You've been there, done that, got the T-shirt.
Yeah, I flew out of Omaha a couple times, and it's because it was cheaper because I had to pay for it out of my pocket to go home for a little bit. But.
So G23, if you don't drive and you fly, the Omaha route might be the way to go. I don't know. Just look up DJ Play Nice. He'll pick you up. So, or I'll pick you up on the way in and just drag you down there. And then, but one way or the other, if you're looking to do this in the future, not this year, but maybe next year or something like that, just go ahead and get in contact with Defense Dad or Travis P11 or myself or somebody else who like Gizzard Gary or somebody else who goes to this, and we'll help you out, whatever way we can. So everybody's welcome to go. Let's see, what other comments do we got here? Gizzard Gary, the coffee last year was excellent. Yeah. I snuck back into the classroom and had a little coffee and a couple donuts. And
I still got a bag I'm working on from last year.
I do not eat donuts, but I was like, nobody sees me. I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah, I don't eat donuts either.
I was like, I can only watch you come walking in going, hey, I thought you didn't eat donuts. And I'm there, what? Let's see. As long as nobody cooks the meat, well done. We are good. Ruining perfectly good meat is a crime. Yeah, especially in Nebraska it is. So Gary's last comment here is Gary says we need an Altair. That's that glue gun, right? The Altair. When I think of Altair, I think of Star Trek. Like that's actually like a planet in Star Trek. So
it's Altor, but yeah,
Altair, whatever. I don't know. Altor.
The gun's Altor.
So that's the hot glue gun, right?
Yeah, it's a weird trigger. I've never shot one, but you actually pull the trigger and you have to let it go. That's how it fires it.
So would you say this is like the antithesis? Big word. Antithesis of the life card.
It's a 9mm single shot. To reload it, you have to, for my understanding, you have to twist the barrel off, take the cartridge out of the little. It's got a little retainer for the lip on the cartridge. Put a new one in, twist the barrel back on, and literally, it's a spring-loaded trigger, so you pull it and have to let it go, and that's what activates the firing pin.
Dude, that's just crazy.
They're like $75 new.
What you can't have a zip gun. Come on, man.
That practically is. Okay, so Gary, you're right. We need an
Altor.
Altor. I just want to go to the bar and order Altair water. Okay, so I'll go around the room. I'll start right to left and left to right in an S shape or something like this. Outcast, you got anything to say?
Nah, not really. Thanks for joining us. It's been pretty fun. Other than that, stay cool. Don't be a pussy.
And you say that as literally pussy walks right across the screen.
This is Max, by the way. He's a pretty good cat, actually, but he's an asshole. He's my daughter's cat, but he adopted me.
So you're saying the cat loves you more than his owner?
Well, I'm here all week, and I have her half the week, so.
Well, Defense Dad, you're next. Other than talking about being a pussy magnet, explaining to us about cameras for those of us who don't understand, but are somewhat interested. I'm not going to run out and spend that sort of money, but just to understand it might help me, do better as far as my videos. Well, probably not. Who am I lying? Who am I? Yeah, my videos are always going to suck. Got anything?
No, I'll start making videos again here pretty soon, and then I'll have stuff. But I already been plugging Thunder on the Prairie for about the last hour, so I'm good.
I mean, yeah, that was a little douchey. Actually, that did violate the rules. I should kick you out, but we were at the end. So if you think about it, you just kicked yourself out at the end. So,
But I
you
wasn't plugging anything to sell. I was plugging a fun time for people to come do.
well, yeah, and that's another thing too is I try to encourage people to go to Second Amendment rallies, to go to some of these events. When you're at the range, be a good ambassador. If somebody says, "Hey, can I shoot that gun?" Don't be like, "No." You'd be like, "Yeah," and talk to them or whatever. You ain't got to like sit there and preach and Bible thump or whatever you want to call it, right? But you end up finding out that you run into some good people out there. There are
Cool.
people. I mean, I had a guy shooting next to me. He had a brand new AR-15. He has 2 daughters. The older one is okay shooting it. She's having trouble. Younger one is terrified of this gun, and he is trying to get the younger one to shoot the gun. And I'm watching the older one, and she's just all over the place. And I said, "Excuse me, I don't mean to intrude, but would you like some help?" And he said, "Sure." And I brought my AR over because you have to shoot in your lane. So I cleared it and did that and brought it over. Or to no, I brought her over to my lane. I cleared it and brought her over to my lane. And I showed her how to do a hasty sling. I showed the older daughter how to do a hasty sling. And I said, "Now, do this." And I showed her, I talked to her about her breathing, talked to her about sight alignment, sight picture, everything else. She shot, she got a bullseye. She goes, "Wow, that was fun." I said, "Congratulations. You just learned how to shoot like a United States Marine." Now her younger sister says, "I want to do that. That looked fun." So I get her behind the rifle and I say, "Look, it might look scary, but this thing doesn't kick. It's not loud." I said, "After you shoot it, even if you don't hit the target, just slow down. Don't try to rush. This isn't a speed contest." And she shot and she got it like right in the 10 ring or whatnot. And she's like, "Wow, this is so cool." And I let her finish off the mag. Then they went back over to Dad's AR and started shooting, and both of them are taking turns. And he goes, "How did you do that?" And I said, all I did was just try to show them some things that I learned in basic training about how to handle an M16. This is the same sort of thing. I wasn't trying to convert the guy to 2A. I wasn't trying to embarrass him in front of his daughters. But we were about to lose 2 kids. We were about to lose 2 kids that were terrified of an inanimate object that they can control. And whether you're doing a live show and you're talking about things other than guns to maybe show people that we're not all guns all the time, or whether you're being involved in a gun rights organization, or you're just sharing an email with other people, or whatever it is you're doing, or you're at the range being a good ambassador, we all have the opportunity to do things. So I think that talking about Thunder on the Prairie is an opportunity to give people that chance, like what happened at the rifle range there, or at the gun range, where you've got somebody who's like you were talking about how you're going to be bringing kids there. It's kid friendly. Some people, that's a deal breaker because they need to bring their kids with them, or they want to get their kids into it, but the kids are just mom and dad are lame and all this. All right, well, let's get the kids up on the line and have them shoot some cool guns, and let's show them a couple different ways that we're not trying to embarrass mom and dad. We're trying to help. We're trying to help because we're parents too. We've been novices too, things like that. It's all about being a good ambassador. It's about breaking down those barriers, and it's about getting rid of all those lies about us, about people like us. So, yeah, okay, you did take a while to explain Thunder on the Prairie, but it's the same sort of experience as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I will say this is an actual 2A event coming up. Tony Simon, who runs diversity shoots, the Second Amendment is for everybody. He is having a diversity shoot here in Lincoln on the 23rd from 5 to 7 at Big Shots. If you're not familiar with what he does, if you have friends or family live in Nebraska, what he does is these are designed for people of all, like, he tries to get people who, because of their sexual orientation, color, skin, race, whatever, have been told that they shouldn't be around guns. It's called diversity shoot because he invites people to come out. It's a safe place for them to learn how to use guns. There's talks and everything. That's happening on the 23rd of this month here in Lincoln. So that's an actual 2A event. I'll be down there volunteering. The Nebraska Firearms Owners Association, the one's actually putting it on, but Tony Simon will be here himself. And if you don't know who he is, he's from New Jersey, but he does these events all over the country. That's it.
Okay. And because I took for fucking ever to tell my fucking story, Small Caliber Arms Review, probably his phone battery died or he
shoot.
lost his internet or something like that because I ran my mouth too long. So for those of you who don't know Small Caliber Arms Review, he's a friend of mine. He's down in Ohio. He does firearms. He does living history. He does Second Amendment, and he does leather work. And his channel is not all gun centric, but it's mostly firearms. And he's a real good dude. He's a genuine dude. I like watching this stuff. And if there's a gun that maybe you want to see somebody shoot where they're not point blank at a 36-inch gong talking about what an operator they are, check out his channel. He might be shooting a gun that's historic or modern that you actually get to see somebody shoot in a practical manner. 7 yards, 10 yards, 2,500, whatever it is. So if you're interested in seeing something a little bit different, there is, tell me I hit the button right. Hit the button, Squib. There's the link out there. I'll go ahead and put it in the comment section later. That's one thing I will remember to do. So thanks, Small Caliber Arms Review, for jumping on. It's kind of nice to have you on my live show. You're not in the circles I normally run with on a live stream, but we have been on live streams together before. So it's been, I thought we were. I don't know. I might have had a little bit of bourbon that night, but I hang out with more than just gun channels guys. So it's been almost 3.5 hours. That's awful long for a live stream, but I had a pretty good time. Not everybody was in the Eastern time zone. That was kind of nice. And even though Defense Dad, really, your time zone is confused. And G23, thanks for jumping on. You represented the left coast, and you're fighting a good fight. And also explaining to Rob that you put a boat on an ocean. You don't put a boat in a little creek in New York State. So thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, credit cards are not your enemy. The government is not perfect or great, but they're not out to get you. And Americans drive American cars. Thanks for watching.
Conspiracies.